episode of Friday Night Shenanigans. We've had nothing but technical difficulties trying to get the show to come to you.
We have no viewers. So
Not yet.
Nobody.
Not yet.
Yeah, well, normally this is when we would have music playing, but
But the music's not working.
the music's not working.
Because Chad touches himself in the...
Yeah,
I don't think that has anything to do with the music, but I could be wrong.
Well, you know, AI hears
I
everything.
don't understand. Okay, so anyways, we're going to do the old-fashioned thing, and we're going to do the time.
What is going on? We're here. We're live. It's Friday night.
We're back.
We're going to kind of shoot the breeze here a little bit. Not going to be a super organized talk, but we're going to get into it like we always do. Appreciate you guys joining us. One of the first things we're going to do, Paul's on his way back in. He just had to step out for just a second.
First thing is get a beer.
Chad's got to get a beer. It wouldn't be Bass and Beer without a beer, right? Just like it wouldn't be Beer and Bass without a Bass. Is that right? Is that how that works? Anyway, it's going to be a fun show. We have done a little bit of revamping to the merch store, so we're going to
What's
walk
up,
through
little
that.
John?
I'm going to show you guys. Thank you, Paul. Oh, they got the good flavor too.
Jim?
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
How'd you guys do today down there, John? So, Little John, Big John, and Scoob Steve are on Okeechobee right now.
Cool. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. That should be like prime time too. Like they should be catching fish on. Well, they might actually be off beds by now.
I don't know.
A little late.
Okeechobee's been off, so it's kind of.
I wonder if it's because of the spraying and stuff.
Yeah, there's like no grass in there.
That sucks. Speaking of grass, we're going to talk about grass locally tonight too. We're going to see what you guys think. How's this weather going to affect the grass?
We're going to talk about anything that blows our way. Honestly, we kind of tried to plan for a topic tonight, and it really didn't work. So it's just going to be one of those pissing in the wind episodes, which sometimes are the most interesting ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By trying to plan, you mean not really at all, but
well, I said, "What do we want to talk about tonight?" And then
to
nobody responded.
To be fair, Chad did ask the question.
Nobody responded.
We just all ignored it.
What's up, Steven? Thanks for joining, brother.
All right, let's check out the merch store if we can. I'm really excited to show you guys some of the cool stuff we've got.
Hasn't been horrible at Santee there, Jim.
As we talk about the merch store and stuff like that, we don't make money. I mean, we make a couple dollars for each thing that you buy, but we put it back into the show. Like we use it for giveaways, we use it to upgrade microphones, headsets, cameras, and equipment. So nobody's trying to retire or make a second income off this. This is just something that we do because we think it's cool, and if it translates into some extra stuff that we can bring you guys a better product, that's kind of what it's there for. So Chad's got it up there. We're going to pull it up and show you some of the designs that we've put on. All of us, we have kind of gotten together and bounced some ideas off each other, and some of the local. A lot of this is geared to the local fisheries and the local community, but
Pricing so weird.
What's that?
What's the pricing so weird?
I just priced it to keep it as low as possible.
Yeah, so the prices are weird, but like I said, we make like little to no profit on this. And what we will make, assuming you guys buy some stuff, is just going to be to like put right back in the show for giveaways.
What's up, John?
Shit makes me think too hard. I feel
yeah, 99 is a marketing tactic. So this is one of our shirts.
Make it $23.
Yeah, this is one of our shirts. It's just a men's long sleeve shirt, Joppatown Mafia. So one of the ideas I kind of came up with, like the J-Town Mafia thing, since we all fish the gunpowder, well, most of us anyway.
How many times do you go to Joppatown and end up sitting in the parking lot with 3 other guys that you see out there?
It's like 4 people.
Yeah,
every day. There's just the Joppatown Mafia crew. Tony came up with the idea. We rolled with it and put it on a shirt. I thought it was really cool. This is definitely something for the guys that are just avid fishermen of the Gunpowder River out at Mariner Point Park, part of the Joppatown Mafia. This shirt is for you. You're the Gunpowder River crew.
We got another cool one on here as well. I think this is in a sweatshirt too. We have this in a sweatshirt, right?
We do. We have this in a sweatshirt
and a short sleeve. $30 is not bad at all. You've got some color options too.
Red,
if that's your
blue, green, orange.
That actually looks sick. I like that.
I did that just for you.
Really?
Yeah, yes.
It matches the cross.
I would never wear that.
And we have it in, obviously, a T-shirt. And then if you scroll down, we have our normal apparel here. We have the Bass and Beer Radio T-shirt, long sleeve shirt over here, and a standard hoodie, which is obviously, just way cheaper. All of the clothing that I've designed all this so far is all Gildan, which is what the T-shirt I'm wearing now is. They're actually really high quality T-shirts. So we made sure that the T-shirts are quality. And then I did add an Under Armour hoodie in here just because some people like to wear different stuff.
Just for viewer reference, the sizes tend to run a little small.
Yeah. Yep.
So you might want to go up a size.
I wear a 2X now because I'm fat.
Like I wear a medium normally, like, and my medium Bass and Beer shirt does not fit me.
Wow.
So the sleeves are like up here.
Wow.
So yeah, Tony added some fun stuff in here. Here's a Finding Bass Squat shirt, J-Town Mafia hat. We are actually going to come up with
we can get different colors.
Yeah.
What are the different colors? Let's see. I'm just curious. I don't like that one.
I like the evergreen one. And then I like the moss khaki one. Like if you're a hunter, you could wear that hunting.
I like that. That's badass.
You could wear that. I put that on there for hunters. I know a lot of us like to hunt, so
I'm getting one.
yeah, you could wear that.
The hats on the website are not bad quality hats. The designs that you can put on them are
They're limited. Yeah.
So we're actually going to be getting some Richardson normal baseball caps and some snapback styles.
The old 112.
Yeah, and we're going to do them with a rubber logo that has all the colors, our logo on it, and then, it might say J-Town Mafia or just Bass and Beer Radio on the side, something of that nature, and those will be, you contact us if you want to get one of those hats, because I can't put them on this particular website.
Can we pull up the Dundalk Delta one? That's a little brainchild of mine. I give credit on that to Dustin. I don't know if he's watching. One day, Dustin called Joppatown the Dundalk Delta, and I just thought that was funny. So we took a map design of the gunpowder as close as we could get it and put the Dundalk Delta on there. So more for you J-Town rats. It's kind of a neat shirt. I think it's funny.
Nothing.
What were you going to say? The Back River should be the Dundalk Delta?
No, I was going to say somebody stretched the picture out and messed up the aspect ratio, but that's just me being stupid because that's what I do for work.
But yeah, if you guys like anything that you see, we got the FFS flipping, frogging, and slacklining for you old school folks out there. Got the Gator, so that's kind of neat. Like I said, we just kind of played around with it.
I still think my idea for that was better.
What was yours? Oh yeah,
Fishing, fucking, and sucking in tournaments.
Right? That's not appropriate for us to sell.
But yeah, if you guys
we could put asterisks.
Right. But if you guys like any of the apparel, go on to the store, grab a couple. Hope to see it at the ramp. We're gonna sport some of it too. So just something we're playing around with. Again, we are not looking to retire on any of this crap. Just thought it would be cool, the local crowd, or even if you're watching from somewhere not local and you want to rep the brand, that would be cool too. So if you want to check them out, check them out. It's gonna be neat. So. But anyway, tonight I think we're going to get into a couple things. The first thing I think we're going to talk about is this fuzzy dice nonsense. I call it nonsense. It's not.
It's not really a fuzzy dice.
Yeah, but it's a genre. It's the genre.
I think it's its own genre.
It is. Well, the fuzzy dice genre.
No, I think the bait is its own. The bait you're referring to is its own genre.
See, I was just talking fuzzy dice.
I don't think
period.
fuzzy dice, the freaking
fuzzy dice to me is
the
like
sea urchin. It's all the same shit to me.
So I think I think you can classify them differently, like because you have
that's
the
awesome,
hard,
Craig.
you have the hard appendages versus the jig skirt material.
Yeah.
And it's two totally different actions. So I don't really. I think they're. I would classify them differently.
I don't.
They're
They're all hanging baits. They all kind of look the same.
fish.
Slight differences.
So they're fished differently though.
I kind of looked. I said this in the chat and it kind of got dragged a little bit, but
Martin is correct. It is a hairy ball sack.
I almost classify like the fuzzy dice genre as like, in a way, a weightless jig, right? Like the jig skirt material, how it flutters, like that in itself is an action. I feel like the fuzzy dice does that
Yes.
in a way. I don't think it's tremendous. I don't think it's like this earth-shattering thing where it's like, oh, this is a totally new. I think like
It's just something that the fish haven't seen.
well, they have seen it just in a different presentation.
Well, it's not the fish that
It's like a fuzzy little goose turd floating down to the bottom.
not the fish you're targeting with it though. It's not something that they've seen.
Is this something that like, and I haven't been super up
It's
to
also
it.
fucking killer for smallmouth.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, that now you got my attention, but I haven't been super following it because just work's been ridiculous in the last couple months. But like, do fish? How like are these fish eating it or are they like biting it? Like what's?
Oh, they're eating it.
Okay, so they're like attacking it. It's not just like, ooh, I want to. What is that? Like they're just grabbing it.
How
no,
hard was it to
they're
find those, Lloyd? Thanks for joining the show, by the way.
I
He's got 2 Kuwaikis coming.
My two koi kills will be here Monday.
Nice.
That's another thing. It seems
Are you
like
gonna
there's
sleep with them.
No, I'm gonna learn how to fucking fish them.
those baits are like. Are there any like affordable ones out there? It seems like even the Strike Kings are like
Hags.
expensive. Oh, Hags does make some.
Hags
Okay.
make well, it depends. Are you talking about
Not the Koikis. I'm talking like
okay?
fuzzy
so if we're
dice.
talking about the fuzzy dice. Your cheapest options are really going to be like the Z-Man and the Strike King.
But what
Which is like
freshwater fish
$10 for
sees a
3.
sea urchin? That's the thing.
So here is what the originator, the creator of the koi K. So he created this bait. So I'm going to give credit to Bass Talk Live for having the Spro guys on to talk about it on Monday, because I learned a lot about this. So the gentleman who created the koi K actually designed it in 2003. So his design's 23 years old. It took a long time for people to figure out really how to effectively use it. But the design of that specific bait is made to look like a school of bait fish feeding on something. So if you think about it,
That's interesting.
Like little minnows, like pecking at something?
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
So those stiff, for the koi K, not the dice bait. Dice bait's a little bit different, but the koi K is the sea urchin like bait, right? Mm-hmm. So when those move in the water, it looks like it's made to look like a bunch of minnows eating something, like eating a piece of, like, think of it as, eating a pellet or something like that.
Okay.
That's the original design from the designer, from the guy who made it.
Originally designed as topwater.
Yeah, he fishes them weightless, and they fish they're like just barely subsurface, almost like a wake.
Because they're like so light. And they displace so much water, like with the little fins.
They're pretty.
Like,
heavy.
I imagine they have a very slow ROF.
They're TPE, so they're not very. They're pretty buoyant. It doesn't really sink without adding weight to it.
So I guess, like, how are guys fishing them?
Gromster, hope you're having a good time, brother. Thanks for
Nico
joining.
rig.
Cheers,
Nico
buddy.
rig.
Yeah.
So it's big enough to put a nail weight in it?
So it depends on which one you're. So they come in 3 sizes. So you have a 13 millimeter. So the body, the inside, the little ball is 13 millimeters
Diameter?
in diameter.
Okay.
You have a 17 millimeter,
Okay.
which is kind of the middle size, and it's pretty big. And then you have the full cast, which is a 23 millimeter diameter, and it is huge. It's like the size of your hand.
Wow. Okay.
That's really big.
That's the size that they were throwing down on Rayburn.
It's bigger than the fuzzy dice for sure.
Why do I feel like...
Even the 13 millimeter is way bigger than a fuzzy, like the OSP dice.
I really feel like this larger profile bait thing is really starting to, like, catch on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's never been a thing, but it seems like it's become more mainstream, where so many years ago, throwing 6-inch swim baits or smaller glide baits, things like that, you didn't see that in professional tournament fishing very often. Now, every boat out there in the Major League Fishing or the Elite Series has a glide bait on their
right.
boat.
I agree with I agree with you, but I wouldn't consider, even though it's big, like I said, it's the size of my hand, I wouldn't consider it a big profile.
Right, I hear you. But it's bigger than
think
the
of it like
crankbait they're throwing.
Like a 10-inch worm, right?
Yeah.
Like a 10-inch worm it's a 10-inch bait, but it's not a huge profile, right? I mean, it's no big, it's no smaller than the 8XD the other guy was throwing in that Rayburn tournament.
Right.
8XD's a giant. A 12-inch mega worm.
Well, you got to think that you said it even the other week. Like, people have always been throwing 10-inch and 12-inch worms.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't an 8-inch glide bait? It's a different profile, obviously.
Totally.
But you know what I'm trying to say. But I find that I'm seeing this pattern now where it just seems like baits that have bigger profiles are finding a place in professional tournament fishing now.
I think
more so than ever in the past.
I think a lot of that has to do with, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, but I think a lot of it has to do with pressure and having to find new ways to be able to get that 1 or 2 extra bites throughout the day.
Yeah.
And
got a couple of those, buddy.
Maybe get that kicker bite, right? Like I need, I can get my 5, but I really, I'm on a tough fishery. I need to get that kicker bite. So like I got a decent bag. I got my 10 or 12 pounds for this. That's good on this lake. Let me go through this glide bait and see if I can catch a 3 or 4 pounder.
You know what's interesting about it though? It's like everybody is like losing their mind about the koike right now, and that's great. And I mean, it's awesome. But it's like Hank Cherry just won a tournament on a grub too. You know what I mean? So it's like,
And everybody's done forgot about that. By
do
now.
we have?
Oh no, it's still everywhere.
But like, do we have like short memories on stuff? Because it was cool that Hank won on a grub, and everyone was like, "Man, the grub." But like, I feel like this around the koike, this like.
I think it's more because it's new.
It's that big loop, man.
Like yeah, you have a lot of think about a grub. Like you have a lot of hype about a grub, but every bass fisherman on earth owns a grub.
Ken, what's going on, Mr. Ken?
We have it. It's something we already have.
But how many guys are out there throwing them?
Well, but I'm not. They're not going to just sell out everywhere because half the people already have. Like I've got 6 packs of grubs in my boat, and I throw grubs a lot. Not like he was throwing, but I throw grubs a lot. For
The sales are way up since Hank won.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, more people are going to buy them, but I think
I wonder what made Hank
losing a lot of the hype. I'll talk about that in a second. I think you're losing a lot of hype because it's something that people already have, they've used. They don't, everybody wants to try something new.
Right.
Like, so you're going to get a lot more hype, around as far as sales. You're getting more sales on it because it's something new. It's something people don't have, and people want to have it. They want to get it and try it out.
The crazy that they've just the grub is like been around forever, and I wonder what made Hank pick up a grub and start throwing it again, because like I was saying, it's like the bait rotation of life. Like,
so
that was a popular bait at one time, then something else became more popular, nobody was throwing it anymore. Now that popular bait that was popular isn't popular anymore, and we're going back to a grub, and the grub is going to start becoming popular over a paddle tail.
So grubs, wintertime fishing in the Carolinas, the grub is a big thing that they throw down there, and a lot of people know about it from that area, that like Lake Norman area. A lot of people know about that, and there's it's a very specific time when it plays. So he ran into that, and there was a big shad kill on Gunnersville because of the cold. Mm-hmm. So the conditions lined up for it. With that big shad kill, he wanted something that had very little action to it. And that grub just has like just that little little action. I would say
grubs, they have a decent amount of action. They don't have that body wobble, but they have that tail.
When you're throwing it, you don't get a lot of action when you're basically slow rolling it with an 1/8 ounce head. You're just getting that little wave of the tail. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Right.
It's a lot less than like a paddle tail swim bait.
Yeah,
like a paddle tail swim bait going.
Well,
through
a paddle tail swim bait always has body wobble too.
Right.
Like you have two different. A lot of people don't recognize this. You have two different actions on a lot of these baits.
Yeah. So the reason that the grub works because of that shad kill is because it has that very straight profile. There's no roll. It just got that little tail kick to it, which mimics a dying shad. Mm-hmm. And he noticed on the first day or second day that those conditions lined up to how he's fished back home for decades, mm-hmm. and knew like this is what I need to throw, and started throwing it and started catching fish on it. He gave like three or four grubs and a couple of heads to Swindle.
Yeah.
On day 2, and this is just a point to like, just because somebody fishes something and catches fish on it, not everybody. Like he gave Swindle the exact head, the exact bait that he smashed him on, won the tournament on. Swindle never caught a fish on it. Mm. He's like, I just couldn't get that bite going. Like I couldn't.
And yes, Jim, a lot of people want the advantage to catch fish. They all assume if they have the winning bait, they can catch more as well. That is largely a big part of why things make a revolution and they come back, because it's not that the bait ever stopped catching fish, because it never stopped catching fish. It's just something became more popular over top of it,
or in our heads something catches them better. Right.
They do say that fishing lures are about catching fishermen, not fish.
And again, you're not just going to go out and get into a grub bite on any body of water, you also have to remember that like the conditions have to line up for what he was doing, just like any bait, right? Like, you're generally not going to catch them on a spinner bait if it's slack calm. It's slack calm out, bright and sunny in the middle of the summertime. Those aren't. I'm not saying you're not going to catch some fish on it, but it's not the ideal conditions for it. So your conditions have to line up to the bait that you're throwing. And I think a lot of people, like when we were talking the other day, we brought up the hype around these baits, and those tournament wins do bring out the hype, and people just think, oh, he won this tournament on it, I'm gonna smash him on this,
So
without understanding the nuances of why somebody caught them.
to get to Dustin and Adam's comment here, Dustin says they were skipping grubs under docks in Mill River in the 80s and the 90s, and then they came up with the Senko. And the Senko took over.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
let us know in the comments, guys, how many of you guys are going to start throwing grubs around here now that Hank Cherry has won something on a grub. Has that sparked your interest? Do a lot of you guys want to go back and start fishing a grub?
I mean, I throw grubs religiously on certain.
I throw it for
bodies of water.
smallmouth.
I'll throw a small grub if I'm like crappie fishing or something.
I throw. So I mean, I have 6 packs of Zoom Fat Alberts in my boat at any given, all the time. Like they never leave my boat because I've caught so many smallmouth on them in certain situations.
Jim, you know all about the swim bait hype. When there's a popular swim bait that comes out, a big glide bait that comes out, everybody's got to have this glide bait. I have to have it. They're selling for absurd prices.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not because they catch fish better than anything else. It's just the hype bait for the time. Like when Lanciotti was the super hype bait.
Your Hinkle
Piz, Hinkles. So many like baits that came out, they were just like this hype bait. Everybody had to have it.
And a lot of times it's
Grom knows all about that too.
A lot of times it's the same deal, and it might not in the swim bait world. It might not be it's not a tournament win,
Yeah.
but somebody catches a 13, 14 pounder on a bait, and then all of a sudden that's the bait you have to have. And again, it goes back to I can give Tony the exact bait that I'm throwing. That doesn't mean Tony's going to catch fish the same way that I am.
Right.
Yep.
Because I'm
Often replicated, never
I
duplicated.
know I know how I'm fishing it. I brought up the the story I told on the gunpowder fishing with my buddy Mac, and I'm catching him on a certain color spinnerbait, and he's throwing a different brand of spinnerbait, same color, and he's convinced in his head that it's just because I'm not throwing the same spinnerbait. This spinnerbait won't work. I handed him my rod, took his rod, made 2 casts, caught a 4-pounder, and then handed it back to him. Yeah. It had nothing to do with the bait. It was how I was fishing it.
I do want to hit Adam's comment
Yeah, go ahead.
because it was just.
Let's go.
First off, it's a great comment, and it's like I'm quite puzzled by it myself. The Whopper Plopper, did the fish smarten up? They would kill that bait the first 2 years. The Whopper Plopper was such a dominant fishing lure for a long time.
Ton of fish on a Whopper Plopper.
Like it still catches fish. It's just people lost the hype of throwing the Whopper Plopper. It was like that first bait that had the treble hooks. That's still a buzz bait that would sit on top of the water, and it's just the sound that a plopper made.
The other thing too is when you get all that hype and you get fishing pressure, and when a fish, we've talked about this with chatterbaits a million times. When a fish sees a jackhammer, it come by their face, 600 times a day. They won't bite it as frequently. Like whereas if it's the first time they've ever seen that bait, like they just eat it.
Right.
Same thing happened with Alabama.
The buzzbait stays consistent all the time. People always throw buzzbaits. They've seen buzzbaits a million times. They continue to eat buzzbaits.
But even then,
it's because it's just.
If I go back to the '90s when I was a teenager, fishing Pretty Boy and farm ponds. You take a buzzbait to a farm pond that they've never seen a buzzbait on. That farm pond hasn't been fished in 20 years. You will catch 20 to 50 fish, no problem. Go back the next week and throw it. You catch 10. Go back the next week and throw it. You might catch 1. That pressure will pull the effectiveness of a bait down. So being on the front end of that new style bait can pay off for you. If you have a new effective bait, like when the Alabama rig came out. When the Alabama rig came out, they thought it was going to catch every fish in the lake, and it didn't. It still catches fish, but now it's more situational.
Right.
You know, you have to have the right again. Like go back to conditions. You have to have the right conditions for it. So, you know,
Jeff's got a good comment. He says he feels like they never get a good look at a buzz because it's just whizzing past their head so fast. Like you're getting that
right,
fast
but you would
reaction.
you would think the same thing about the Whopper Plopper, but that bite definitely slowed down. I mean, when the Whopper Plopper first came out, like it was stupid.
I think we could go out there on the flats in the springtime with a Whopper Plopper and freaking
Oh, I still catch
put the
them.
nails in the coffin.
I still catch the shit out of them on a Whopper
Yeah.
Plopper on the flats. I throw it on the Potomac a lot.
I don't know what
But-
it was that specific river to sea bait just had that huge hype around it.
How do you feel
for
about the
just a few years.
the new baits, the new plopper style baits that are out, like the Rapala clack thing?
Claptail.
You know me. I stick to what the OG.
Well, it's different because it's got it essentially has a spinnerbait blade attached to the top, and the tail hits. It's like having a knocker on it.
I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
good
well,
situation.
So every time it comes, like not, and I was talking to George at Susquehanna about it, and it's not like it doesn't hit it every time, but that tail, every third revolution hits that spinnerbait blade and makes it, he said it's like a tinging sound. So it'll be
Underwater?
like ting, ting. No, the blade is actually mounted like on top of the bait. So they're not seeing the blade. It's like having a clacker on.
I feel that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's like that jackall buzzbait. What was it called?
Yeah, that one
jackall,
sucks.
and
But-
it has the spinner on the top, and then obviously your buzzbait blade, and it
Yeah.
hit that thing. That thing was the firecracker. I think it was.
So
That
loud.
thing was
It was
loud.
so
as
loud.
But there are
shit.
other clacker buzz baits that work very well. So I don't know. It's just a
Yeah.
it's just a thing. Yeah, half top water, half. It's like half buzz bait, half wake bait. It's like the
Tony, you
best way
still
to-
here?
Still here.
Get in here.
Where? Oh, on this?
Yeah.
I mean, like, here's my thing. Like, baits are, yes, the hype is real, and like I think the plopper, yeah, for a while it was dominant, but like I agree that it was. I think it obviously still catches fish, but it was dominant because fish hadn't seen it, and then once fish saw it everywhere, it became good. But there's still days where you can go and outfish any other topwater with a whopper plopper, like depending on the conditions. But I think that, like any bait that comes out, the first year or two is going to be it's going to be when that bait generally, if it's a good bait, is the most effective, and then everybody gets them, and then someone's going to tweak that bait just a little bit, and then that bait's going to be really, really hot. But at the end of the day, it's like a bass is a bass everywhere you go.
Yeah,
know
you
what I
might. You might come like if you get in on the front end, like I was saying, on the front end of that new bait style, you might have a great amount of more than average success with it because I might be the only person throwing that on the bait because
Yeah.
like Chad throws a lot of JDM baits. Like he might come across one that's really, really, really good, like the shit. Like it's going to be the next big bait, and he's the only one that has it. So he has limited fishing pressure. Fish don't see it a lot.
Yeah.
He's catching a lot of fish on it. But then once that picks up and everybody catches on to it, the fish have seen it and they wisen up to it. Jackhammer, right?
Yeah, but it's like
Jackhammer first came out. It was so dumb when the Jackhammer first came out, out on the flats.
I bet you couldn't even freaking find them in stores. They were
Oh, it
people
was
just buying them.
it was
quickly.
so dumb though. Like just the amount of fish that you would catch on it. And
Guys,
it would be
do us
everywhere.
a favor. Hit the like button and the share button. It helps us out tremendously with spreading the live stream across the Facebook. So hit the like and the share button, man. I appreciate it. Big
Where I
time.
have issues with like new bait hype is like, okay, let's say we'll take the koiki for example. Let's say you're on a bite and it's springtime, and where you would normally be skipping a senko, you're gonna throw the koiki and you're gonna probably catch a bunch of fish. But like where I struggle with like, is this new bait just flat out better? Is if you're having a day where you're skipping docks with a koiki, assuming you can skip it, you probably suck skipping it because of all the appendages and whatnot. How can we definitively say
That it's better than a Senko.
These fish bit the Koike because it's a Koike. They were not going to bite a Senko.
So,
you know what I mean? Like, that's where I kind of struggle.
So going off of the win on Rayburn and Pake South talking about why he was throwing that versus other baits, it was because he could keep it in the strike zone longer. Because of the slow fall and the amount of water resistance, you could really jerk it and impart a lot of action to it, but the bait moved did not move very far at all.
Exactly. And
So,
that's
that's where it fills a niche, right? Like you couldn't do that with a Senko or a fluke or something like that. You start jerking on a fluke, like you're moving it 2-3 feet every time you jerk it, rather than giving it that hard jerk and it only moves 6 inches.
And I think that's the conversation that people should have when it comes to like, okay, new bait comes out, is it better than old school? And I think like
Does
that
it do something different?
Well, that, and it's like, if he had a Senko that would have stayed in the strike zone longer, does he not catch those fish? You know what I mean? Like, I understand that the Koike fills a need, but were they in it because of the action of the bait, or were they in it because the bait was in the strike zone long enough for them to say, yeah, I'm gonna go eat that?
Because that's important, because what he was fishing relatively shallow, and to be fair, the week before, it can be fished deep as well, deep or deeper. But he was fishing relatively shallow. The fish were up off the bottom, and he needed something that he could keep on a in that like 5 foot range.
Right.
Versus because they wouldn't follow anything to the bottom. He said they would. He tried a Nico rig, then they just wouldn't commit to anything on the bottom. He had to have something that he could keep up there. Now he did say that if there wasn't so much timber around, he would have caught him on a jerkbait. But because there was so much timber around, having 6 hooks hanging off your bait, 3 sets of treble hooks, I guess 9 hooks, lighter line,
You're probably
he
gonna break
couldn't
them
fish
off,
it in the timber. He was, you get them hung up, or you get your bait hung up. Where he could fish that Koike on, he was fishing it on a bait caster and 20-pound line.
Oh wow, okay.
Because that full cast, he was throwing the full cast, which is heavy. Like you can throw it on a bait caster.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like whenever these new baits come out, like I'm generally skeptical of like new genres of baits. I think, just my personal opinion, like I think just because somebody won a big tournament on a lake that is in obviously Rayburn's in Texas, like that doesn't necessarily mean that bait is going to be lights out everywhere. There's going to be situations where you're going to catch them, but I don't think if you take a Koike in the same conditions to Conowingo, you're gonna smoke fish on it. You know
If
what
you
I
look
mean?
at you went from Lake Martin in Alabama, Koike wins it. Half the top 10 are throwing it. Then you go to Rayburn, majority of the top 10 are throwing it. Or not a majority, but many people in the top 10 are throwing it.
Right.
Where it's now, and they're throwing it, different too. It's different sizes. They're throwing the 13 millimeter for spotted bass on Martin. They're throwing the full cast for 10-pound largemouth on Rayburn.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like when I first got into fishing, I used to follow like the Wired to Fish. I mean, religiously tournaments. What were guys winning tournaments on? I would go out and buy it, and then I would try all these different techniques. And I didn't have a tremendous amount of success with them. And I started being more successful when I got back to like, what are the like basics of fishing that I'm good at and I'm confident in, and started fishing that better than. Now I'm not saying you shouldn't try new stuff, because you obviously should. Like when I first started fishing, I hated a drop shot. I throw it all the time now, but I feel like that's even a little bit different. Like I feel like it's a very slippery slope to get into. Oh, somebody won a tournament on this bait. I have to figure out how I can utilize this particular bait that doesn't really. I mean, a Koike or a fuzzy dice or whatever has like, and yes, it's a good bait, but I think it has like limited functionality.
It's
everywhere.
I mean, it's a scoping bait.
Sure.
It's not like it's for the most part, it's not necessarily it didn't become big. Like you said, it's been out for 23 years. It didn't become big until scope.
Like Jim says that all the fanboys think they can be like a pro and use the same bait and catch fish. It just doesn't work that way.
But to that, if you have all of the same baits, it lowers your excuses. You can't say, oh well, he had some secret bait. Well, it's because he fishes. He's got this bait. He's got this bait. So there's
How many baits
mentally,
are really a secret anymore?
Oh, none of them.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean,
the Koike was they kept
It's
the
more
Koike,
about the difficulty of getting the bait.
they kept the Koike under wraps for a while. That's what Koya was throwing on when he almost won fork last year on the elites.
yeah, I don't know.
Itaku's been throwing it for a while.
Right. But, like I said, it goes back to, like, it's the flavor of the week because, next week somebody could win a tournament on a grub. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's one of those things where, does it work? Yeah, 100%. But I'm not the type of person to go rush out to buy it because I have confidence in a similar situation on a lake that I know or a fishery that I know. I'm probably going to throw the baits that I'm confident with instead of changing it up in the spur of the moment. Be like, oh, I'm gonna force myself to learn how to utilize this bait when I know I'm gonna be competitive using 15 other things based on the situation.
But the more you experiment and the more you figure out how to fish things like that, the more rounded of an angler you're going to be, and ultimately you're going to be a better angler.
Oh yeah, no, I don't disagree. I definitely think trying stuff is important.
Or unless you're John Cox,
Well, right, but I mean, trying stuff is important. Don't get me wrong, but it's like
then you need 3 baits.
I have gone down that rabbit hole of like I said, when I first started fishing, I would, before I went fishing, the night before, I'm watching Wired to Fish and whatever, and I'm gonna change everything I got tied on it. I'm gonna try these techniques and these lures, and it never seemed to really click. Where it clicked is when I would I can tell you an example. I watched a tactical bassing video 2 years ago, and they were like, "Oh, try this trailer, try the Hog Farmer Spunk Shad," and I was like, "Oh, that looks good." I have the
freeloader.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that, and it was on, and that was like now my favorite thing. So taking the technique I'm used to and then just changing it a little bit was more than completely changing.
I think what you said there is important to this is when you first started fishing.
Well, that's part of it too.
I think when there comes a point like that now that 7-8 years later, you have a good base built. Mm-hmm. And now that you have that good base built, now you can start expanding into, okay, well, let's see if I can make this technique work. Because you don't have to worry about trying to get better at throwing a shaky head. Right. You catch fish. You catch more fish on a shaky head than I've probably caught in my life.
I do fish the shit out of a shaky head.
You can fish a shaky head, so you don't have to work on that anymore. You know the situations that's going to work.
Pretty much.
So that's why you probably found more success in fishing those more standard baits, right? But now you can expand it out to learn, okay, well, maybe let me try this technique because I think it'll work good in this situation. You understand the situations and what conditions do. And
that's a good point. That's a good point. I feel like if I was on a day now where a situation where I would try the quickies, if I'm on Conowingo scoping fish like on a boulder or something, and I'm catching maybe.
Oh, I can't wait to try them.
Maybe not as good as I should be catching them on a minnow. Yeah, I'm probably gonna throw that thing out there and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Well, yeah.
Cool.
If you think about it, versus a minnow, you can we were talking about keeping it in the strike zone longer. Mm-hmm. You can keep that bait in front of that fish a lot longer than you can a minnow.
Right.
Because it's only you can jerk the shit out of it, and it's only moving this far versus moving this far.
I use Hog Farmer spunk shads all the time. My favorite trailer. Scott, the owner, is my buddy, and I'm a loyal guy using the baits. Oh, we know you're loyal.
I bet you like that Hog Farmer spunk.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Downs. We got Matt Downs with Trick Tins in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
John says, bring back the Sluggo.
I don't think I've ever owned or seen a Sluggo in person, honestly.
It's like a combination of a fluke and a Senko.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I have to look them up because I do remember guys.
It doesn't have a minnow.
Them.
It doesn't have a minnow shaped tail. It's more like a Senko tail, but it's got that fluke shaped body.
Okay.
But it's only like this wide. They're very very thin.
Sounds good. Like
I used to catch a shit ton of fish.
Weightless grass fishing type of thing.
But like a Senko does everything that it does better. Mm-hmm. It's got more weight. It's easier to cast. It has essentially the same action. So
I'm curious.
It just does everything. better.
Really curious to see if the koike like remains a staple in like tournament finishes as the year goes on.
Well, I mean, now that it's out of the bag, who knows? But like I said, Taku and Koya have been throwing it for years. Since they've been on the Elite Series, they've just kept it under wraps. I remember, I think it was on Fork last year. Koya opened up his rod locker, and on the underside of his rod locker, they were just hanging there. There was a whole row of them.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, like, this is me showing my ignorance on professional fishing, but when's the last time somebody just like won a tournament throwing a jig? Like just a football jig with a crawl trailer. You know what I mean? I'm talking like the Greg Hackney days. Like when's the last time?
Interesting point.
Like when's the last time that
So
happened?
last year on 10 Killer, the guy who won was Rage Bug and a Chatterbait.
Okay, but what about like just like because one of the first techniques I learned in fishing. Now the guy.
Like flipping a Rage Bug, not on a Chatterbait. He was.
It was a Brandon Polnick one on that crankbait down there in Okeechobee last year, but it was a crankbait that hasn't been released.
That was a
giant crankbait.
But
But like,
fucking crankbait.
I guess
that thing was massive.
I guess my point is, it's kind of
Bigger
weird.
profile
Like,
than normal. Like
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
I throw-
And especially when you're fishing for bigger fish
Yeah.
too.
it's just weird. Like I throw a jig so much now, like it's one of my confidence baits. But
I'm
it's
trying to
like
think. Like I'm still trying to think. Scott Canterbury, I think, won an NPFL on a jig last year on Lake Murray. I think he was flipping a jig.
see, flipping a jig is different. Like I feel like that's one thing where flipping a jig versus flipping a plastic. I feel like those fish they see it and they eat it. You know what I mean? Like.
What's a culprit worm?
I'm thinking like you're out like fishing points,
Like dragging
dragging
a
a
jig?
football jig.
Last
You know
one
what I mean?
can,
Like
I mean, the last one I can remember is Jordan Lee when he won the Classic.
on Hartwell,
No, on Conroe.
that was what 5 or 6 years ago.
Longer than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was before 2019.
Before, so it was really before Scope was really huge. Yeah,
Well,
it's
it was
interesting.
before. No, it wasn't before it was huge. It was before Scope. Period.
Wow. Yeah, like that, and that's interesting because that's one of the first like techniques
Is
I
Scope
learned
only like
fishing.
6 years old now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5, I think.
Why do I feel like it's just been around for so
20
long now?
20 like the first iteration of it came out in like 2018. And that was the one that looked like 2D sonar.
Right.
Like it was the original Panoptics.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just
But yeah,
like
Jordan Lee when he broke down. Remember he broke down in that Classic.
that's right. Yeah,
and
he
broke down. It
was a mop jig, wasn't it?
He was throwing a mop football jig.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I don't know.
Caught like
It's
27 pounds.
I wish I've had more luck on a mop jig. I know they work, but I just can't get bit on. I can't
It's so
get bit
funny
on jigs.
too.
Period.
It's so funny too because you like that big profile
Yeah.
baits and stuff.
Yeah, I do.
And like a mop jig is about as big a profile as you can get without.
I mean, I've
throwing
been
it
on your boat numerous times, and I've put the hammer to him on a jig. I mean, it's just it happens.
The messed up thing is though, like I can throw obviously a weighted shaky head. I can throw anything like that, but if I pick up a jig and I throw a jig, I can't get bit on it.
You mean like Randy Howe, Jim?
I don't know, man. Like it's weird. Like some of these, I don't know, because like one of the first techniques I learned like for just a big bait was a football jig. I mean, I feel like
See, and I've never really done that.
really. I mean, now football jigs in this area, no, but like on the reservoirs, I've caught some hammers on football jigs, but that was years ago. But when I used to fish the reservoirs a lot.
Like I mean, I've caught fish dragging a football jig, but I've never smashed them around here on a football jig.
I mean, me and the Conowingo Open that me and Miles won I caught every fish on the jig. Every fish we weighed was on the jig. I think we might have caught 1 or 2 on a shaky head that we didn't weigh. But every fish we caught was on the jig. I mean, it was awesome.
Well, John says I caught 5 10-pounders on Okeechobee today.
Bubs.
Well, John, have you been drinking? Have you been beering more than you've been bassing?
I'm sure it's been a root beer.
But yeah, like around here, like I've just never, I've never thrown a football jig, and even places where, you would think to throw that, like when I fished Rayburn and I fished Conroe, like I fished Carolina rig.
There's a
more than I
lot
fished
of
football
rock
jig.
jetties and rocky points and stuff around here that a football jig would work great in, though.
But you know what, though?
I
Like,
throw them. Don't get me wrong, I throw them, but it's never been like the deal.
yeah.
Right.
I've only, and even like.
If they're gonna, I'm sorry not to cut you
No,
off,
you're
but I
good.
feel like if they're gonna eat a flip, I know you throw a flipping jig. Like if they're gonna eat a flipping jig, I feel like they'll eat a football jig too. Like the difference in how the weight is shaped isn't deterring the bite.
different presentations.
Yeah, I mean you're not throwing a football jig in a tree, that's for sure. So
And I'm throwing a jig on on hardwood cover.
right.
99% of the time.
He had 7 Capri Suns.
I've really gotten away from football jigs a lot recently, and I've started to throw more like kind of do everything jigs. Like, I mean, I've said it before. What's it called? The
Smoke.
Yeah,
What's
oh
going
yeah,
on,
yeah,
man?
yeah. I forgot about that. Tucker Smith last year won that like $500,000 or whatever it was on Gunnersville on a football jig.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is that $300 or $300,000?
I think it means 300,000, but I think it was 500 if I remember right. Maybe it was 300. I thought it's either 300 or 500. Yeah, I forgot about that though. Yeah, he won that on a football jig.
Okay.
Smoked him.
Good deal, Smoke. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's just an interesting like thing, like how things are changing. But like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've gotten away from like personally the football jig because I found jigs that I think are better for a little bit of everything. Like the ball and out jig is just so good for everything.
Yeah,
Like you can go,
dude,
you can go
you
flip
turn
it.
me on that ball and out jig. If I'm throwing a jig, it's normally the ball and out jig now. Now I don't catch shit on it because I don't know how to use a jig. But that's all I use.
I've seen them. Do they have like a finesse jig type skirt?
Yes.
I see that. I freaking hate that.
So
Zero confidence.
So the ball and out one has a finesse.
Good to
skirt.
see you, John. Thanks
the
for
ball
joining.
and out 2 has a full skirt. So the ball
I
and
can
out
get
2 is a
down
little bit
with that.
better. But
Get
What
some
else
sleep.
but again, like you said, going like I fish an Arky style head because I can drag it, I can fish it in grass, I can throw it into a tree. Like it's just kind of a do everything jig.
right.
Not that I don't drag a jig that much, but if I want to, like if I with that Arky style head, like if I see if there's a rock pile out there and I want to throw a jig on it, like I'm not gonna sit down and tie it on a football jig. I'm just gonna pick up my regular flipping jig and throw it out there.
Right. So next topic, I think we got to talk about a little bit is with this weather we've had. There's still lots of ice out there. When I was driving past the
Not a lot.
bush today.
Not on the flats, anyways.
Well, no, but there's
Joppatown's pretty like I can't see any ice looking back toward Mansion Cove today.
Oh, really?
No, it's
Okay.
gone.
Now, while I drove,
Now 2 days was it 2 days? Yeah, 2 days ago, like you could still see the ice at the mouth of Mansion Cove, like from the ramp. Today you couldn't you couldn't see it, or like I couldn't easily see it. I didn't look that hard. I was running, but
now I will say that there's still some ice there, but I don't think it's very thick. Like the bush still had a lot of skim ice, like up near the Otter Creek area when I was driving over on 40.
well, that might have. I mean, that could have froze last night too.
Yeah.
Jim, did you just compare an SLX 150 to a Metanium?
I guess
'cause that's
looks like
crazy.
he did.
The SLX XT, same as a Metanium. No,
I
will harshly disagree.
You know the funny thing?
dude, my Metanium is one of the smoothest reel I have ever freaking used.
For as much as I love Shimano, I don't own a single Shimano reel.
I have
I love their rods.
I love
but don't
Shimano.
own
I
any other
have,
reels.
I have 2. I will have 3 when the buy-in for the SFT
I
tournament comes in.
really do like. I like Daiwa reels over the Shimano reels, but there is nothing wrong with Shimano reels.
I don't think they use the same parts, Jim.
It can't be.
There's a reason one's under $200 and one's $500.
You know who would be great to talk to Shimano stuff about?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah.
You know, he said that he was going to come. He said he would come on the show a couple of years ago, after the busy season for him died, and I just never reached back out to him. We should definitely probably make that happen.
So I guess the question now we're talking a little bit about ice is like with, and I'm really thinking about your tournament in a couple weeks. The River Rats Open, like
3 weeks. Yeah.
So like I'm not a
Just
biologist.
fishing on the old Ranger.
Well, you could. I'm not a biologist, but like this is my take on this. Right, is the grass that would be there for your tournament should have been growing by now. It should have started.
Should have is a strong term. In recent years, it would have been.
Ooh, that's sweet, Martin. You're never going to want to go back after using a Metanium.
Well, he does have zillions too, so.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
But I'm thinking that the grass
Same but different.
I'm thinking that
God, I love my zillions.
I'm thinking that the grass is going to be a little behind this year. Now, I mean, we could have a warm March.
I think the grass is going to be fantastic in the gunpowder this year.
I hope you're right.
It
I
can
just
be.
think it's going to be.
So, a lot of times, especially if the grass never really got a chance to die off and it was topped out. If it was topped out when it froze, like it probably was on the back channel, because it was topped out from like February to November. It's gonna when that ice breaks up, it'll just rip that grass out, and that can that can cause some issues. So there's different things that can happen. I think you're gonna see quite a bit of that this year, where that early grass is going to be very limited. But I do think there will still be some early grass out there.
I think there'll be some. I think there'll be some. I just don't think it's going to be like it should. I think it's going to be limited for your tournament. I think there's not going to be a lot of grass.
Oh, Martin got a Steez too.
Here's Little John and Steve with a double up on the Okeechobee.
I think Steve won that battle.
That's awesome.
Pretty
Hell
sure
yeah.
Steve's.
Well, Little John, Little Bass. Scuba
pretty sure
Steve, Big Bass.
I'm pretty sure Scuba Steve's bass could eat little John's bass. But
Camera angles.
yeah, it's definitely going to affect the grass. It doesn't mean it's going to be a bad grass season. It's going to fish a little differently. And the good thing is that we've had like 4 or 5 years of really good early grass. So we've had amazing spawns for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
So if we have bad grass for a year, it's not going to destroy the fishing.
Well, we've had bad grass for many years now.
I'm talking about
Overall.
like the flats.
Now, what do you think about this? Does the amount of ice, is that going to keep salinity low earlier in the season?
Well, I mean, you have all the runoff, so that helps.
Why would ice change the salinity of the water?
Fresher water freezes.
Yeah, but then you have the water moving. The water's still moving underneath the ice, so the tide's still pushing. The tide's still going to push the salt's still going to be able to get up there.
I have a question. Are you guys going to be fishing for any brown trout down in the Potomac this year?
I actually just sent out an email today asking if we wanted to reschedule our
Because
TBF.
they're straight up saying that, look, I don't believe anything that the government says. They're like, the E. coli levels are at a safe level in the Potomac River. And I'm just like, there's no freaking way after 300 million gallons of raw sewage spills into the Potomac River that 1 month later you're just at safe recreational levels.
So what's funny about that is DC is the one who put that out.
Trying to cover their shit up.
Literally.
Virginia still has an advisory.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I don't see it. I don't think it's going to be good. Like,
Just to
even
put it
go?
in perspective, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people respond to me, and all of them said to move it from the Potomac. So we're probably moving that tournament.
It doesn't.
We're moving our River Rats tournament because it just doesn't. It's not worth the risk, because if you get spined by look at it this way, right? If there is bacteria, they could say, okay, well, it's fine. But if there's a chance of that bacteria, you get spined by a fish,
or you have a cut on your hand,
or you have a cut on your hand, you reach in, grab
Shit, what if you fall in there and get a mouthful of water?
Exactly, you fall.
Oh God.
You fall in. There's. It's just not worth the risk.
No, it's not.
yeah, you
I'd
touch the
rather-
water and put a dip in.
Especially
What
like
do you guys think? Because, like I said, DC is saying that I don't know why this is the only test they're doing, but they're saying the E. coli levels are at a safe recreational level. The Potomac could open back up this coming Monday for recreational activities.
because they're doing that because E. coli is the main bacteria that you're worried about coming out of it. That's where.
Dude, I'm worried about everything that's coming out of there. Everything that could be in a septic system, from tampons to condoms to needles.
The bacteria. The bacteria is E. coli. That's
Here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about
That's
What about fucking AIDS or some shit like that?
You're not gonna get that from.
You're just gonna go swimming in some herpes water, like
all that shit. Literally,
I said, throw the depth cover scan.
all that shit. Literally is going to. It like when Conowingo opens the gates, right? All that sludge and shit's going to land somewhere. That's going to be a huge area.
It's going to spread out over the Potomac. Like it's just going to.
Yes.
Is
Is it enough to affect grass growth?
maybe the nitrogen will help it grow.
Yeah, it's
The
there's going to
nitrogen
be.
from all the
It's
poo.
definitely going to have an effect, but think the Potomac on average pumps at DC 1 billion gallons of water per day flows through there. So it's going to dilute very quickly.
It may dilute the water, but is it going to freaking wash the turds away that are sitting on the bottom and everything else?
I mean, like those are probably going to stay above DC. Most of that the hard waste is going to stay in that area. And a lot of that is probably a lot of the hard waste is probably still in that canal that it.
Exactly, Bob. Is that Is that south of where we are?
Yes.
So, yeah, like that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, I'm like, do I really like?
So
not that Back River doesn't dump septic in the water or anything like that, but do I really want to go out to Middle River and go swim at Hart Miller Island after 300
think of
million
this.
gallons?
This is the bay.
Right.
This is the Potomac. The Potomac dumps in way down here, like down in southern Maryland.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So like up here is like Middle River.
I'm just not staring at a map. Yeah. So we should be safe from all.
It won't affect us.
Yeah. it
though.
won't
Oh yeah, no, we won't get affected. I don't know. Like it's. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it's
so
not
I'm
going to help. That's
of
for sure.
Looks like both of my tournaments that I had scheduled down there are going to be rescheduled. So, we're just, it's not worth it.
Yeah, if you guys see me taking a dump off the side of the Ranger and the gunpowder, just mind your business. I'm trying to get the grass to grow back.
I think
I've taken many dumps off the side of my boat.
I think the biggest effect that you're going to see is fish are going to maybe relocate on the Potomac, maybe in the creeks that are closer to where that stuff may have settled. Maybe you'll see
don't know.
those fish won't be in those areas. Maybe fish move further south.
Maybe it won't affect them at all.
It might not.
When Ike won that tournament on the Delaware River, like he was fishing a pipe and like he looked at the camera and said the fish up here love shit. Like they love these shit. They love the shit pipes. And it's literally just a drain flowing into the water, It was more of a.
Didn't somebody fish
runoff.
Back River in that tournament that was up here on freaking?
Kyle Patrick was practicing in there.
Okay, that might
So
have been what it was.
I don't know. I have no desire to go to Back River and fish, but one of the old timers said that in the 80s and 90s, Back River had a good population of bass.
Oh, it still has bass. It still has catchable fish. It just fish is so small. Like I know a couple guys that live down there and go back past 695 and catch decent bass like all the time. But again, like you would never run there. Why would you do that?
I mean, it's not like it's chock full of 5-pounders or something.
No, but you can go back there and catch a couple 2s or 3s. It's like the Patapsco in the Belgrove area. You can go in there and catch some fish, But it's
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fish down there.
all the freaking dead bodies fertilize the water.
honestly,
You get lead poisoning from that water.
dude. I think we need Chad. We need to like actually do this year. We need to actually fish the Patuxent, like the Jug Bay area, and go fish there. Just
The where?
the Patuxent. If
That's a haul. I'd rather
Jug-
normally I'd say I'd rather just go to the Potomac. But
Andre,
It's
we
actually
have
closer.
actually talked about
Not
the
really.
sassafras.
you have to go.
decent amount.
You have to go past La Plata
no, not to go to
to Jug Bay. Yeah, Jug Bay's past La Plata.
Is it? I didn't think it was that. It's like in the Cheltenham area, which is like an hour and 15 because I know that because I used to drill there.
You know where I want to go? To the Chick.
Andre.
Chick Mahoney. That's where I want to go.
Yeah, Andre, is the sass decent? Never hear you guys talk about it. The sass is decent and it can be great, but you can get lost in there real quick. And what I mean by that is you're not going to get lost navigationally. You're going to get lost fishing because so much stuff in the sass looks really, really good. The problem with the sass, and we've said this before, is that it doesn't get restocked like a lot of like the Northeast gets restocked. It doesn't get restocked like even the gunpowder, like the Dundee area gets restocked. It gets restocked a little bit with like
It's almost
the Delaware
exactly
guys.
the same distance away.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's like hour and 20 something like that.
So
Talking about Jug Bay again. Patuxent.
hold on, that's Piscataway up there.
Oh, okay. So it's the same way from Piscataway.
So Piscataway is up there, and then Jug Bay is down here.
So it's closer than going to Smallwood.
Let me find Smallwood real quick.
It's got to be closer than Smallwood. Because
It's
Piscataway is
about-
like an
it's about the
hour
same.
and 15. The fucking
about
Smallwood's
the
like an hour and 40 minutes.
I would say it's probably about the same.
And the worst part about the Smallwood is no matter what time, you're going to hit ridiculous traffic on the way home. That's what sucks about the Potomac.
So
I love fishing the Potomac, but driving to the Potomac is horrible. Driving home is worse. Like, if you don't leave your house at 4 to go to the Potomac, you're gonna get there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, guaranteed.
trying to figure out where that boat ramp is.
Craig says
It's called like Jackson Landing or something.
I like to hang my hopes on the ppm flow of the Upper Potomac. If you have never been to Great Falls, you would be in awe of what comes down the Potomac. Honestly, not worried about it in total, but it's certainly not a positive thing. Right. Definitely not. We
You
need
know
to get
what-
Craig on the show to talk about some of the reservoirs
Yeah.
and some reservoir boats.
You know what's also super interesting too is like there is some seriously good fishing on the eastern shore that you just literally can't navigate in a bass boat. Like I duck hunted down there quite a bit this year near the Chickamaucomico and stuff like that, and like there is some good fishing down there, but like some of those bridges, like those low level bridges, you just can't get to them. There's like not ramps on certain stretches of the river where you can actually where you would catch fish, which you know I guess is a good thing, right? It's always good to have little havens for fish to be unmolested, I guess.
So the only ramp that I see on here
It's called
is
like
an hour. It's Kings Landing Park, and it's an hour and 33 minutes away.
there was a little ramp over there called like Jackson something. It had the word Jackson in it. And it wasn't hatefully far because when I used to drill in Cheltenham, I always used to flirt with the idea of bringing my boat down and going
If Jeff
after
was
work.
still on, Jeff fishes the Patuxent, he would know. What the
Jeff Whitner,
Yeah.
dude, Jeff, let us know because like that's on my list just to go have fun and try a new area.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not driving down there.
We'll shoot you a message, Craig. We'll come up with a good date sometime to have you either come in studio or you can call into the show. Obviously, we prefer having guests in the studio. Love that.
Yeah, it's called Jackson Landing on the Patuxent River. It's right at the north end of.
Well, here's the Patuxent River boat ramp. Jackson Landing. Yeah, Jackson Landing. When I zoomed in,
How far is that?
hour
That's
and
in-
21 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, that's about right. That's
And,
about right.
Like when I fish the Potomac, like I go to Marshall Hall. I rarely go to Madeline.
The problem with Marshall Hall though is if you if you get there on a bad wind, have fun.
You only have to worry about a west wind. It's the only
Yeah,
thing.
but like I've seen it. We used to launch club tournaments out of Marshall Hall, and like you would always just see like Weekend Warrior Joe trying to launch his boat, and it was like a catastrophe. It's awesome.
So, in comparison,
We appreciate you, Craig. Thank you. Well, we're gonna shoot you a message for sure. We're gonna get that set up.
yeah, it's 20 minutes farther to Madeline, so it's about the same distance as going to like Marshall Hall.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I mean, there's some benefits. Like if you wanted to go to the Jackson Landing area, like you're not going to burn hardly any gas running the boat. I mean,
Yeah,
you're going to be
but-
idling, and and it's just like a fun thing if you wanted to do that.
Right, like, but I can just fish here.
Yeah, true.
Like I can just go to the Gunpowder.
Look up 1600 Croom Airport Road.
But yes, Andre, to get back to your point on the Sassafras, it is a good place. But if you want to fish there, you got to put your time in, dude. Like I fish there. I usually would go once or twice a year in the spring, and it took me years. And I fished with a couple buddies that were like, "Hey, we're gonna try this spot" before I really started catching them.
Yeah, I know a little bit
It's
about.
not like you're not just gonna go pick a spot and catch a bunch of fish.
I know a little bit about the Sass, but I don't fish it. I don't fish it a lot. It hasn't been fantastic the last few years. So
It fishes
it's been
pretty. It
3
fishes
or 4
small
years
too.
since I've really fished over there.
Yeah. It fishes pretty small, but I mean, it's a good place to fish. It's a fun place to go and like pick it apart. But you want to talk about driving? Like that's an hour and 30 minutes to get to. Like
It's a 15-minute boat ride from Tidings.
that's yeah.
So I'm not driving over there to launch over there. I'll just run from Tidings.
I wonder if it's closer from Tidings or the Gunpowder. It's probably about the same.
No, it's way closer from Tidings.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
way closer. It's like that's like a half-hour run from the Gunpowder.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know it was that long. But like there's a couple little areas over there where guys can catch fish. I mean like Still Pond. I wish Still Pond had a ramp. If Still Pond had a ramp, I'd go over there a lot. But
I just run there from the bush.
Yeah.
I've fished Still Pond quite a bit.
has Still Pond been decent recently? Any notable fish coming out of there?
Nothing that I've really heard.
I
of over
was
the last
going to
5 years
ask
or
about
so.
Still Pond.
I've been in there a few times. It looks really good.
I actually literally just thought about it, so it's crazy you guys just brought it up.
I haven't heard of anything real good. Maybe 4 or 5 years
I think it's
ago.
not out in the
I know
Bay
there's some-
area of Still Pond, but if you go back in the
It's in the
Still
creek.
Pond more, in the creek.
Yeah, on the if you go to the left, there's a bunch of wood back there. It fish like Tony was saying about if you think it's sassafras fish.
It's a little bit of a boat ride to get to Still Pond. You're
not
going,
really. I
you're
mean-
going across the bay.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, it's like 20 minutes from Otter Point.
Well, I guess 20 minutes if you have a boat that's capable of running water like that. Mine feels like it's going to break in half on the way there, so I have to go about 10 miles an hour.
I ran there.
Shit, I ran the. I've made that run to the champion quite a few times.
I ran there from the Elk one time, and I remember.
I used to go over
about
there and
20
practice
minutes.
for every club because we used to limit our bush tournament to it was the bush and then Still Pond, Fairleigh, and Warden. Like,
Okay.
So we could fish across the bay or we could fish the bush.
I'll tell you
So
what.
I would run across there every time in practice and never found shit.
The Bush River pisses me off.
Love the Bush River.
Bush River's great. But all the places you can't go on the Bush River that I want to go into just makes me so upset.
Well, let me burst your bubble here for a second.
There's
because
so many of those little channels, those little fingers that go up in there onto the military base and
I've
stuff
been-
like that. Like, God, you can't tell me there is not a state record up in one of those fingers. on
I've
Bush
been
River.
in almost every single one of them duck hunting, and they're so dirt shallow.
Yeah, I was gonna say most
Like,
of them are
A
super
lot of them
shallow.
are, yeah.
Yeah, like really dirt shallow. Like really.
There's a
dirt
couple
shallow.
of
It's
They're
like
good.
I've always wanted to go in and like
Abby,
fish Romney
like-
Creek or go fish the backside of Spasooty Island.
Abbey Creek.
Susie's got water.
Yeah,
Abbey Creek's got decent water. Don't ask me how I know that. I'll deny it.
I'm pretty sure I've been in there before.
there's just
times.
there's a lot of area in the Bush River that I feel you can't or you're not supposed to go fish, and I just feel like there's fish up in there that just have never had a hook in their mouth.
Well,
Plain and simple.
yeah. I mean, it does get. I mean, it gets a lot of bank pressure. I mean, there's a lot of bank pressure in there.
It depends. I looked into getting one of these, like the red zone permits that you can get to go fish off the bank on Aberdeen
Yeah.
Proving Grounds, Edgewood Proving Grounds, etc. And you can only get to so much water
Yeah, I mean, it's
because
gonna
they
be,
don't want you trucking through the woods to go down to find different areas. In
But
these
I also
places
think-
because of unexploded ordnance.
You don't even want to walk through those woods.
But I also think
Deer
that
hunters do.
I mean, I've been in a lot of it, and I'm telling you, there's some shit.
no
I
deer.
know there's
so,
some shit.
So I don't know if this has changed, but back when I actually deer hunted, if you hunted on an APG, you were escorted to your stand, and then you were escorted out of your stand.
It's not like that anymore.
No.
No, it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, they
No.
used to escort you in and out.
So you have to reserve a spot. So they have like an app. You have to get an APG license and go through the UXO course and all this and that and the other. But you can now gun stands are different.
No, I've never done that, John.
But yeah, you don't get escorted, but you have to you have a specific area where you have to be in the hunting zone, and if you're gun hunting, you can only shoot within an azimuth. But I will say the deer hunting and the duck hunting, you can go pretty much wherever you want, but it's at your own risk.
Right.
I mean, and they say that straight
So
up.
back to Chad's point, in wanting to fish it, I think it's a good thing for the bay in general that the Suspushi area is off limits because all that is
It's a hatchery.
It's a giant spawning cove.
Yeah.
So that's an area that the fish can go in, spawn, and be unpressured.
Yep.
And those fish are just going to filter back out onto the flats.
Yeah. Yeah, Spazooty's a pretty cool area, but a lot of Spazooty's really shallow too. But and it's the thing about Spazooty is it's protected. So if you have super shitty weather, they're still going to be out of the elements. I think you're right. It's a good spawning ground and hatchery.
Yeah, I think I think it's good for the health of the bass fishery.
Yeah.
That area is off limits because it's one. Off limits. That's just a sign and jail time.
And confiscation of everything that you have on you.
Yeah,
including your boat.
It's definitely not.
So here's the thing about APG.
I mean, is it worth it? Maybe, but it's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it at all because if you get any sort of ticket or fine at APG, it's not state, it's federal.
Yeah, I
It
don't
is
mess with
federal.
federal stuff.
It is not.
You know
good.
what's stupid and it pisses me off to no end, and I just don't understand it. It's The duck guys can go in there and run a mud motor through the mud as much as they want to go to these freaking duck blinds back there. But if you want to go back there and bass fish, they're worried about you dragging a jig across a mortar stuck in the mud under the water.
Well,
it's
some of that-
stupid. It doesn't
now-
even make sense.
Some of that too is knowing when they're in there. So if they know when people are in there, like duck season is a certain season.
Yeah,
Because that's
a
still
big
a
thing.
live fire range.
Well, and
Like,
they'll
they're
shut
still-
it down. They'll shut it down. Like there are days where when you go on the app to reserve a spot, it'll just be grayed out.
It depends on what range you are close to and what kind of testing they are doing.
But still, they have to know, like they know because you have to register that okay, whether that there are duck hunters here, like we can open these days and we know these people are going to be in there. When fishing goes, like that's a year-long season.
Well, and the thing of it
you
is,
can't predict when somebody's going to be in there and when they can start doing their testing.
yeah. And if they open it,
know what I mean?
if they open it up, they wouldn't be able to control it. That's the thing. Is like
Yeah, because there'll be people in there all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and like it's happened. Like there, like when the college tournament came here, like there were guys that didn't know and ran past the boats. And like I know one of the guys, he didn't know any better, and luckily they didn't do anything because he
I was
had
talking
no
more about
idea.
down toward like the bush.
But like the DNR guy or
far as the live
the
fire.
game warden was like, dude, I'm not giving you a fine because you're lucky to be alive right now. Okay, you have no idea that you literally just rode through like fucking 17 millimeter live fire. Like
I did that once.
You have no idea how lucky you are to be standing and in one piece right now.
Me and my buddy did that the first time we fished the bush.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ran right past that boat because we had no idea what it was.
I was down here at...
And they were on you in a hurry too, weren't they?
Well, I mean, their boat wasn't fast enough to catch a bass boat, but they when we got out to Abbey Point.
Can't outrun a helicopter.
Well, no, the other boat out at Abbey Point.
I was out here at Sands Cove. What do you want to call this? Sands Cove,
Sands Cove.
Locust Point. I was down here at one of these buildings. I'm not going to say which one. I don't want to get into too much detail, but it was this one right here. And I'm sorry, it was this one. And we're working on a unit and a bomb went off somewhere way down here at one of these ranges. And dude, it freaking... I felt my heart flutter.
I've been fishing. So if you go up above Sands Cove, so fishing the causeway right here. That's what we call
What,
the
right
causeway.
in here?
This is all it's a big.
Some of these
riprap causeway.
points are decent areas.
I was fishing that one day, and they were doing testing somewhere down there, and like you could feel like the water shake.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
You don't want to be
Like,
anywhere near
like
that
you could
shit.
feel your boat vibrating.
That bomb went off somewhere all the way down here, and it shook me to the core all the way up here. I mean, it wasn't like I just heard it go off.
Like you felt it.
I felt it.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
And like from here down to here, I mean, you're talking a couple miles, a mile or
probably.
two.
Dude, that can like
we got a scale on the
yeah,
map here.
it'll like it can screw if you're close
And,
enough. It can
what-
screw up your heartbeat and shit.
Yeah, and I just want to say one thing right here. Like, that is just a test. That's a little sample product there.
Yeah. It's
That was just the detonation system for the actual bomb.
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy some of the stuff that happens out there. But I mean, the Bush River is down here, and there is stuff in here like going up like Romney Creek. I've always dreamed of going up into Romney.
duck hunted the
and
shit
just
out of
doing
it.
some
There's
fishing.
been a couple tournaments won out of there.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.
No, it's not.
Well, not only Romney Creek, but all the little creeks that are upstream of it too.
Romney Creek, the Spassuti Narrows right
Go down.
here. This has good water in it that I've always wanted to fish. This
Go back to the bush.
Spassuti Narrows, Back Creek. Back Creek looks absolutely phenomenal. And then you go over to the bush.
Go to the
You
very
have
point.
Romney Creek.
See that? Go down. That point right at the end. That
Right
creek
here?
right. See that creek right at the end. That creek's
Yes.
good. That creek has fish in it.
But you can't get in it.
I mean, I think it has fish in it. It looks like it should have.
Is
Fish.
it like deep back in here?
I mean, it's like 3 foot deep.
Okay,
So it's not like deep,
right.
but the mouth. I've caught fish. What's that?
Monk's Creek.
That
Now,
creek
like
right there.
it's
I've
all
caught
like you
fish
can
there.
fish all of this. You just can't go back into the channels
Yeah,
themselves.
so like if you zoom in there, like on Romney Creek, So see that little point that sticks out on the north end, right? And go a little farther over. No, the other way. That little tiny point that was No, right there. Well, you zoom in. So from here straight across
Is the nose zone.
is the nose zone. So anything outside anything outside of that you can't. Which I whacked them at the mouth of that one year.
I'm sure.
I mean, I beat the brakes off of them in 1 year.
You're just,
practicing.
any of this stuff down in here is, you
That's
can't look
super. That's super fucking shallow.
you can tell that it's super shallow just by looking at it. However,
But that's Dove's Cove. You can actually fish that. So
is this ice on
don't-
freaking Google Maps right now?
Probably.
That is
so
cool.
This used to be really good, and you can actually fish this entire cove. So there used to be really good grass in that cove right there.
This is Edgewood Proving Grounds down here.
1 year, the grass in that cove was fucking loaded with fish. And now this was 12, 13 years ago.
Because the gunpowder, okay, so this Maxwell Point right here, one of their big bomb ranges.
Oh, look at
is
all
right
that!
here.
Look at the ice. That's
Yeah.
why it's wild.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, going down Hoadley, we used to do a lot of stuff back in here. This would be one of those areas where
That
they're very protective of the. They don't want people coming up on shore here because of the stuff that they work on out here. The testing.
from that whole bank from Maxwell Point all the way around used to be freaking money.
It used to have a lot of grass.
There used to be a lot of grouse.
Used to be a ton of milfoil over there. Used to be fantastic. I mean, all the way to you could follow that bank all the way around to the bridge, and like you could catch fish from Maxwell
You know what
Point
sucks?
all
I
the way
wish the
around.
Bird River was better than it is.
There's spots. There's spots in there.
I mean, every tournament that I won't say anything. I'll tell you that later.
It's very shallow, Super
Not in the
shallow
middle.
back up in here.
It's shallow
It's
as
pretty shallow.
this. From here back is shallow as fuck. Actually, from that marina back is shallow as fuck. Doesn't matter if you're in the middle or not.
I don't think I've ever been past Bowerman's.
You know what I've always wanted to do? I've always wanted to try to run the John boat up in here and then go back through the Bird River here and go to the dugout in the John boat and then come back. Like, I've always wanted to try and do that. We should do that.
I knew there were guys in the Thursday nighters fishing it back in Lightwoods and stuff back in the day. Like, but
That's
that was
crazy.
years ago.
It
Mostly
looks like it's
snakeheads.
deeper right here, but it's just so shallow.
Well, it's hard to tell too because the map overlay is showing like muddy water and not so muddy water.
Yeah.
Patrick, what's going on, my brother?
The thing about the Bird that's nice is there's not a ton of mud in it from what I've experienced. Like outside
Dustin
of Bowerman's.
says federal prisons are cleaner than state prisons.
Martin, was it SQT or was that Mr. Bass one year?
I heard it was SQT.
Was it the 2-day SQT when they
don't
had
remember.
It should be automatic disqualification.
that? I can't
like-
remember.
so-
It's bad that I can't remember because I was in that tournament.
So why is it that like everyone knows that the tournament was won out of there, but nothing happened?
if nobody protests, then what do you do?
Well, and how? Okay, let's say you protest. Well, how do you know?
There's no secret spots if you can see it on Google, Patrick.
That's another issue too. Like if you're gonna report somebody, like you got to take pictures, stuff like that. There was an SQT that somebody got disqualified for, and they got pissed off, and because somebody said the 6 mile an hour zone in Anchor was off limits, so you couldn't fish inside the 6 mile an hour zone. It was out of Dundee, and
Why would that be off limits?
because it's a release area, so they put it off limits because of that. And somebody said that they saw this person in there, and I actually know the person and have fished with the person who was his co-angler, and they were 30 miles away.
And they disqualified him.
They disqualified him, and he wouldn't. They said, well, if he won the, I believe he won the tournament, and they said, well, if you can show us on your GPS, we won't disqualify you. And he said, fuck you, I'm not showing you. My word should be good enough.
Well, I mean, it's fair, but like,
It's for, it was a state qualifier tournament. Like it's not like you're fishing for $100,000 or anything like that. But he was in the bush.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
Oh, this was
So that
10
was
years ago.
the old Bass Nation regime that was still running the tournaments back then?
It was before Cindy came back.
Okay. Okay. Do they still do the stupid shit where they launch the SQTs at like 7:30 in the morning?
They launched them at Safe Light.
Okay. Because I remember
Generally.
the one that we fished out of Dundee. I don't think we launched.
Well, it's
until
better
like
now.
7.
Tom-
I was like, what the fuck?
Tom
Do you just
Ba-
think if they just made everybody have a light bar on the front of their boat and just run
So
it?
here's the thing. Tom Bateman's tournament director now. Tom Bateman's tournament angler. It gets launched. It gets launched early.
Good.
Like get there, get your shit, get stuff checked in, and we're launching.
Hey, I got a question. Dundee, since the shop's gone, is it still going to be $10?
Right? Where I guess you can still pay at the kiosk.
Why would I pay for a place where I like? That
you
was the only reason to pay. Was at least the shitters were kind of clean. Like, why would I do that?
Right? The shitters were kind of clean, and you could buy a pack of Zoom Lizards.
Yeah, right. I don't know. That is kind of sad, just because that whole shop was run by like old timers, like retired guys that you could just bullshit with whenever you went. But like,
Grumpy old bastards.
dude, I know. I remember one time we had a club tournament in there, and I was like the first one there, I think, and the gate was wide open, and like everyone pulls in.
There was another tournament there that day. That's why the gate was wide open.
I don't remember. It was just a club tour, but the gate was wide open, and I think it was just my club there. It was like me, Clint, Martin, maybe Dustin.
Nope. There was a TBF tournament that day.
Oh. Well, the gate was wide open, and the old man.
I remember this because I remember you guys having a tournament there that day also.
The old man came out and he started blasting. He's like, "Yeah, I can't. Did you guys open the gate?" I'm like, "Dude, it was open when I got here."
No,
like,
we just looked at it. And we were like, no, it was open when we got here.
it was open when I got there. That's all I can say.
So the gate's open. We're waiting. Like it's after it's like after they're supposed to open, or the website says they're supposed to open, and like so we're up at the gate, and one of the guys in the TBF, he walks up and he looks at the gate, and he looks at the lock, and he looks at the gate and just goes boom, and just pops the gate open, and we just went in.
Nice.
Like
What was that at freaking
Dundee.
Yeah.
he just goes boom, it just hits it real fast, and it pops open. We just boop, right
I've
in.
always hated Dundee.
I don't hate Dundee.
It's a good ramp.
Like,
I mean,
It's
I
a
like-
good
I like the
ramp,
ramp.
dude. The people that work it are just assholes.
it is
they
annoying
are
that
some
you can't.
They're just not.
It is annoying that you can't fish the marina. That annoys me. I don't know why they.
I've come back a couple minutes, like after freaking sunset or whatever it is, and they're like, "You're supposed to be out of here at this certain time," and I'm like, "Dude, eat a freaking dick." The fish are biting right now, and I had to come back here to the ramp because your hours suck ass.
Their hours are pretty bad.
Yeah, they're not fantastic.
But I do like the ramp. I mean, and
All
it
right,
was,
yeah, that's right. No, it's
it was
right.
nice when there was grass there.
Jim, good to see you, brother. Thanks
It's
for
nice
joining
if
the show
you're
tonight.
like launching. It's a good facility if you're like launching a tournament in the summertime. I mean, they open the gates at 5:30, so you can get in there, and
Plenty
you can
of
get
hours.
in there, and you're out in plenty of time. So it's not like that evening closer.
That's
takes
one
effect.
thing. Like
There's plenty of parking there.
That's one thing that like I've always kind of argued in the club is like every time we go to a tournament in the gunpowder, I was like, we got to launch at Dundee. I'm like, why? Why are we not like in April, right? Like we got to launch at Dundee. Why? There's no crabbers in April. Why are we not just? Everyone's running to drop it anyway. Why don't we just launch
Right,
there?
it's a club. Well, I mean, we launch a tournament.
Right. Everybody's gonna run back down to freaking Joppa anyways. Let's just launch at Mariner.
We have a
Right.
we have a club tournament every year out of Dundee. We have a club tournament. We have one out of Dundee, and we have one out of.
How many are
Joppa.
actually one out of Dundee?
Dundee makes it easier to run other places,
Right.
Because you're already out at the mouth of the gunpowder.
Where do you go to Dundee minus the gunpowder? Where do you go from Dundee minus the gunpowder?
We have guys who run to the Bush, guys who run to Seneca, guys who run to Still Pond.
Right.
Like
I mean,
guys
you
are if we open it up, we had one open, so guys would run to the flats.
You can still catch fish in Dundee. It's just not as.
I mean, look at that one that Larry caught there.
Yeah.
That was last year or the year before.
yeah. You can
Was that
still
that
definitely
7
catch fish
pounder he
there.
showed?
Yeah,
Well,
I
he
think
didn't have a weight for it, but it was
he
definitely.
said-
I looked right now and I said that's got to be 8 pounds.
Larry's caught a lot of big fish, and he said he told me when he caught it. He's like, I don't know how big it was, but I know
Was it Larry Craighead?
Kunkel,
Kunkel.
another river rat. He said when he caught it, he told me before the tournament. He's like, I don't know how big it was, but it was over 7. He's like, I didn't have a scale, but I know it was over 7.
I looked at it and I said, that's got to be freaking 8 pounds.
So Larry's called. I mean,
Tyler, thanks for joining, man. How you doing?
Larry's called one of the biggest bags that I know of on on the Upper Bay. Him and my TBF tournament partner now. They used to be tournament partners in TBF, and they had almost 28 pounds in a TBF tournament.
Okay, so Dustin says he won his last club tournament in Dundee.
Yeah. There's fish in Dundee.
There's definitely fish in Dundee.
I just hate fishing it.
I don't
Except in
like
the
fishing.
springtime.
It's incredibly shallow. Pretty
I
much
love fishing in the
everywhere.
springtime.
Well, when it has grass, it's fun to fish. But when it doesn't have, I mean, two years ago in 2023, I fished the majority of the Thursday nighters.
I feel like Dundee all
I used
just
to run
like,
down there a lot Thursday night.
I feel like Dundee looks the same everywhere when it has the grass. It just looks the same everywhere.
does.
Yeah.
It's difficult. You have to know where
I don't fish the
the
grass.
little channels and the deeper places and whatnot are in Dundee.
I don't really fish the grass in Dundee. That tells you anything.
Well, it hasn't really had grass the last 2 years.
It's had
But I
more
didn't
than-
fish
it's had
much
more
at
than
all
freaking
last year.
Gunpowder has.
That's true. Yeah, I mean there was grass there last year.
Was there?
And like
There was
that,
grass in Benji's. There was grass in
to that
Grove.
point, what is giving? Why does Dundee have more grass than the Gunpowder River? Like at that point, it's like Dundee is kind of shielded.
Well,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
I was gonna
saying?
say it's protected.
Well, there's
Yeah, so there's that.
there's less salt runoff if that matters, which maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the runoff from that upstream crap in Foster,
I don't know.
like
Yeah, I think the sediment from
Why isn't
that-
there a lawsuit against that?
there's been multiple. They just pay the fine instead of fixing it.
the fines aren't enough to make them care.
Right.
That's the problem. I mean the fine's $15,000. What do
It
they
all
care?
comes out of Foster's Branch, which is like crazy. Like there can be times where
On
the
the
water
po-
looks
so-
good. You can go into Foster's Branch, and Foster's Branch looks like quicksand.
So that
It's
that
so, like-
that development is finished. So that should end.
Hopefully that goes away. Jason, what's going on?
Foster last year, the water was actually pretty good in there. The water it never really got like that that orange mud like it was getting for a couple years.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
You know what's funny? That orange, that brown super muddy. I went in there one day and wrecked them on a frog in that muddy ass water.
In Foster?
To this day, like you'll never convince me that all that runoff isn't what killed the grass.
It
in
could be,
Java.
sediment, all that sediment going out there. I mean, that absolutely
Because it
could be
keeps the sunlight from penetrating
Exactly.
the water, the photosynthesis. It kills everything.
Joppa didn't. Joppa at the ramp didn't look muddy today.
Like Joppa doesn't silt in enough just on its own.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, and a lot of that's the runoff coming out of the little gunpowder and the big gunpowder.
Eventually, you won't even be able to make it back into the quarry
Well,
because that
it
whole
depends.
thing is going to silt in.
So it depends. Like it could go either way. We could get a big storm and that
Could
the
wash
route
it
of that
out.
creek could completely change, like it did before, like it did a few years ago. That all that happened. So 6 or 7 years ago, I think it was. Yeah, probably. Maybe it might have been a little longer than that. But you know where that, there's like 2 creek mouths back there, right on the left. That one on the left that's super shallow
Used to be the creek.
That used to be the creek, and it was deep enough to take a bass
You
boat
could get up
into.
in there, yeah.
Like I mean, I've been 3/4 of the way to 40 in a bass boat, and that was the creek, like coming down through there, and then we got a big storm, and it just completely changed, and that could happen again.
Yeah.
Like all it takes is a big storm to reroute that creek, and then everything changes again.
Yeah. Well, it's like the one where it broke through. It was deep, and then another storm came through, and that one kind of silted in a little bit too. In the same year, or maybe last year it was a little different.
Which one?
The one
in
where
the back.
Yeah, where it broke through. When it used to be real shallow, and then you were able to get a boat in, and then it kind of like got shallow a little bit again.
Oh, did you go back there this fall?
No,
All those trees washed out of there.
really.
The ones that were on the right hand side.
Oh,
Like the
okay.
ones that you had to maneuver around to get your boat back in there. Yeah, they're gone.
Oh wow,
They're out. They're out somewhere.
interesting. Holding fish probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, it's wide open. That opening now is like 40 feet wide.
Damn.
Like you can get 3 bass boats through there. like side by side, and there's no wood blocking it. Like you can just go right in there.
I remember when me and Chad went back there right when it first opened up, when you could just barely squeeze through, but it was deep. You could, oh my god, it was fucking phenomenal.
And somebody, when I was back there, so the one tree had fallen, like had washed down, and like somebody had already chainsawed it off.
Yeah, that was me and him. We went back and cut it.
This was in the fall.
Oh, this fall.
Yeah,
when it first opened up,
this
me
was
and
a
him
tree
went
that
and
was
cut it.
up and then fell
Oh,
down.
no shit. Okay.
Yeah, somebody had cut that off.
Wow. Interesting.
I mean, when I say fall, it was like you guys did it 2 years ago.
Yes, it was
This was
24.
This was last year.
Okay. Yeah, we went back there in 24.
And it would have been like beginning, like we had a tournament down there in September. That's when I was down there, so it was like early September.
It was good back there when I went back there the first time. Man, it was good.
I didn't catch shit back there.
But they were
Back
like,
there
those
multiple
fish were
times.
in there for a day, and then you would catch big ones. Like you would catch probably 10 or 15 fish back there, and then the next time you went back, you go a day later, they'd be gone. But and then you knew they weren't in there because you could see it. It was super clear. You just couldn't see the fish.
Well, I imagine. So the day that I was back there, there was a bunch of big gizzard shad back there. So they're probably just following this gizzard shad around.
yeah.
You know, they'll pull back in there and
Right.
pull back in there to feed on those big gizzard shad.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, hopefully Joppa kind of turns on a little bit. It seems like it was a little tough last year, but I didn't fish it
The
a
past
whole bunch.
few years, it's been pretty tough in my opinion. It hasn't been great.
I mean, I caught a shit ton of fish last year. I mean,
The size,
but the
is
size,
it's way down.
I only caught 3 or 4 fish over 4 pounds this year.
The good thing about it though is if you're catching a bunch of smaller
Outside,
fish,
we'll put it this way: outside of the spring.
if you're catching a bunch of smaller fish, they're at least having decent spawns, which is a good sign. I mean, you gotta have smaller.
Well,
fish.
no, because MR Bass dumps a ton of fish in there, so you're not necessarily seeing good spawns. You know, you're seeing those.
Is
stock
dumping
fish.
200 fish in there really a ton of fish for the area?
I mean, it depends on how many when you do it year after year.
You know, this is something that I haven't completely. I understand it, but I don't understand it, and I would love to talk to Oliver Nye about it some because he was a big advocate for this. But like,
How many fish can it support?
how many
an
fish can an
ecosystem support?
environment support?
Yeah.
If you have 1,000,000 1 and 2 pounders, you're still fighting for bait and forage with the larger fish. You can have 1,000,000 1 and 2 pounders. They're never going to grow to be those 5 and those 6 pounders because of the competition all the time.
Well,
like,
yeah, I think you get to a point where that is, but I think if you're only, you can see it. Like I've seen it really bad in some ponds, which smaller ecosystem, so it's a lot more focused, right?
right.
And like you'll only catch 12 inchers. Like 10 to 12 inches. Like there's just too many of them in there, and it's only 10 to 12 inches. You don't even get fish into that 2-pound class.
But to be honest with you, I think Mariner Point could.
I don't. Think
I
there's
think the
enough.
gunpowder could be the gunpowder inside the bridge. I think you could have that density of fish
I don't
that
think
they're
so.
starting.
I don't think there's a big enough population of fish in there.
I've just seen the decline in
Well,
the size of fish,
But
and it's like
think about-
the bait now, dude. There's just so much bait. You gotta admit, there's so much bait in the
think about when the size declined, when the grass declined. That has a lot to do with it too. When that grass dropped off, that's when the size went down.
So did the big fish just leave?
I think they did.
It's wild to think about. Now, however, I do like personally. I
now-
love what Scott does with the stocking program. I would like to see if he stopped putting those 1-pounders in there for 3 years. What would happen to the ratio of small to big fish?
So,
I would like to see that.
and I don't know what would happen there, but just to go back to your the big fish leaving, and again, correlation and causation can be are not the same thing, but when the grass down south tapered off is when the massive bags up north started getting caught.
Yeah, I think this fish moved. I really do. I agree.
And
with
I'm
you.
talking about up north in the bay.
That's
not,
far.
Not, yeah.
That's far.
I mean, it's 20 miles.
I mean,
But 20 but if you
we've
think
seen
about it-
studies where bass move.
But
They
like-
move like
But
that.
bass will move. Bass, if you look in like big lakes in like Alabama,
They
Or
didn't
like
just
Kentucky-
go. They didn't just
Kentucky
go
Lake's
to
a really
Dundee.
good example.
They didn't just
Those-
go to Dundee and stop because obviously the numbers at Dundee are no better than the GPs. So
they had there was the tournament I fished in Wisconsin. There was an 8-pound smallmouth caught in that tournament,
That's fucking awesome.
and that fish it was 7 or 8. I can't.
Still awesome.
But still, a giant smallmouth was caught. So that same fish was caught in a tournament, a Bass Nation tournament, the previous year. Same markings, everything. A guy had the picture, said, "I'm pretty sure this is the same fish." Yada yada yada. Where that fish locked through, like it swam through a lock and went back to the same area that it was caught, that guy caught it in that Bass Nation tournament. So he waited in. He caught it in one pool, went back to another pool, waded in and released it, and that fish swam back to the other pool, and the guy caught it in the same, almost in the same exact spot that it was caught a year
that
before.
happened with Matt SB Fishing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in that
In-
was
yeah,
in
Occoquan.
Occoquan, yeah.
Yeah.
He's caught the same giant
Off
fish
the same tree like
tree.
9 different times. Yeah.
So but I thought that was amazing because that was from that weigh in to where that fish was caught was 25 miles and through a lock.
Yeah,
Like,
Dustin's
throw a-
right. He says, I think
throw a
tidal bass
freaking-
travel a lot.
Through a freaking lock. Like this fish had to go into the lock, wait for that lock to fill up one time, and then go through.
Fish are not stupid. Let's just put it that way.
Like
It's-
I'm guessing it just swam upstream and it sat there and it got to the lock
I
as far
think
as it
the
could go, and then when it
concept-
filled up and opened up one day, it just
I think the concept to me of how much tidal bass move, like Dustin is saying,
Yeah,
they travel
for sure.
a lot. I think it blows my mind. Like, I think it's something that's really hard for me to wrap my head around. That,
So-
dude, there's fish that live back in the forbidden zone for a long time, but there's also fish that go in there and then
leave.
leave. But
They go
like,
in there
it's
in
like,
winter
you know
and
what I'm
leave.
saying? Like, it's crazy to think, like, where do they go?
Well, those are the fish that we're catching.
Are you catching fish on the flats that also swim back to the freaking GP?
No,
Like,
those are those fish that are swimming out of there. Those are the fish that we're catching in the canals and stuff like that.
I think the fish you're catching
But
in the
they can travel
sassafras
far
are
to
going to
the
the
out
flats.
on the bridge. This stuff. They generally, they aren't moving without good reason. They're not going to make like a 20, 30 mile journey.
right.
If they have food, if there's food around, and studies
Well,
have
when
shown
that
this.
grass died, that could have been that freaking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something like the grass dying off could cause them to move. Loss of habitat. But I mean, there's been studies that show like if bass are released in an area where there is structure and food, they will stick around in that area. But it's funny that like some bass will just go, like they'll just for whatever reason they will just leave an area. It's wild to think about that. But yeah, they're like those monster bags are started happening, like the monster bags up north really started to happen when the grass died off down south.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it's again, correlation is not causation, right? So
Well,
grass
it's like-
died, just because the grass died doesn't mean that
It's
they moved
theory.
up north.
It's
But
a theory.
But I mean, it's a strong theory because look at like lakes like Kentucky Lake that used to be full of grass. When the grass died off, the fish moved. You know what I mean? Like the fish move around a lot.
So a lot of that. So Kentucky Lake's a little bit different story because you had the
Asian
because
carp
of the Asian
and
carp.
shit, yeah.
and
But still, I mean, the fish moved because
a lot of it wasn't that they moved. A lot of those fish just aged out. Yeah, bad spawns. The fish age out. Fish die. Over time. That's what happened with the Asian carp. According that's from Mark Menendez, who's very much
smart
like
on it,
very
yeah.
Went
But
to,
I mean, back in the before the Asian
fisheries
carp.
he's got a degree in fisheries biology. That's what he studied in college. And he works with Kentucky Lake a lot, and with that Asian carp problem. So I trust his his opinion on that. Those fish will just age out. But Nanjamoy. And Nanjamoy is a perfect example. You will have no fish in Nanjamoy. Like, there will just be no fish. And it's far enough south that, you're generally not... those fish aren't living on the main river. and then you get good grass in Nanjemoy, and fish just load up in it. It's crazy. Like they'll just be there. Like they won't be there for 3 years, and then 1 year you'll go down there and boom, they're there.
Yeah. But who the hell's running an Anjamoy?
Joe Puller ran an Nanjemoy in the state championship. Did not work out.
I gotta say, not that
Didn't what?
Did not work out for him. The Toyota series, I think the Toyota series last year or the year before was won out of Nanjemoy.
Yeah, I think Thomas was talking about that when we had him on one time.
Yeah. I think Michael. I think Michael was with him one day as a co-angler.
Good old Nanjamoy. That's a fucking haul, though.
That's
But
a
it's
long
so
run.
funny. Like, I remember when I first started fishing the Potomac, a lot of the guys in the club were like, "Yeah,
But it's
you
not that-
generally don't fish south of Aquia." But like,
Look,
there's
it's not
plenty
that
of
far
fish.
It's the same. Running to Nanjemoy is the same as running to DC.
I know a
And
guy.
we run to DC. Like running to DC is not. That's not a like nobody thinks twice about that.
One of my buddies he texted me one day. He lives in Virginia, and he's like, "Hey, what do you know about this one creek? It's called like Muscatank Creek or something on the Potomac.
How far down is that?
It's further south than Nanjemoy, like a lot. Can we pull it up on a map real quick? I can tell you exactly where.
what are we looking at?
It's
Go
on the
to
Potomac. Yeah, go to the
Down.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
You're
zoom
gonna
out.
zoom out. It's easier. Okay, that's good. That's way too far.
So there's
That's
fish
the
in
United
Cuba.
States.
Up.
Oh, dude, upper wrap. We gotta hit that for smallmouth. Just saying.
So it's gonna be.
So zoom in right where you're at.
It should be like this.
That's
this is
Nanjemoy.
right here. So
It's further down than that. It's way further down than that.
Down here in freaking Compton.
Is it
No.
that one right there?
No, go further. Go further down.
So below Port Tobacco.
Below Port, you're going the
No, you're
wrong
going
way.
the wrong way. You're going north. No, that way.
Yep.
Now down.
What's that one right there on the left?
This one over here.
What's that called?
Yeah, that's it.
Upper Mackinac. Yeah, my buddy went in there and he was just practicing, but he went in there and caught like 17 pounds one day.
That's wild.
Yeah, like there's
Like that's so far south.
right, but hey, I mean, I got the pictures.
Like to tell you
prove it.
how far south, like not that far south. I don't remember exactly where it was, but like in that Aquia Potomac Creek area, Frank was practicing for a tournament and he found a dock that was loaded with redfish.
Oh my god! Like there was probably a bull
So
shark
that
in the
tells you
creek
how
when that guy.
that
caught
tells you
this
how
fish.
salty how salty that water is. Like this dock was loaded with redfish.
Yeah, but it's like fishing the Pocomoke. I mean, that water's got to be salty.
No, there's way more flow.
Really? But what about with the incoming tide though?
It's so far down the river. Like you're fishing up above Pocomoke City.
It's like minus, like
Yeah, Dustin said it. That's bull shark area. Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
because like my buddy texted me. He's like, "You know anything about this creek?" I'm like, "Dude, where
the
is that?"
salinity level of that water is probably insane.
Yeah, but this was probably 3 or 4 years ago. But he was sending me pictures
Zoom in
on the Rapala scale. He had 17 and a half. It's like holy
Southern
shit.
Eastern Shore, like over see Pocomoke City, like zoom into Pocomoke City. To your
Above
right.
Chincoteague.
Yeah,
Yeah,
zoom
there you
into
go.
that. So this is the Pocomoke River. So like here is the bay. There's the mouth of it, and then your bass fishing is really up by Pocomoke City. So if you go north, you see how far north it is.
All the way up.
Like
here.
it's a long way from the actual bay.
How narrow is this river? It's pretty narrow.
It seems narrow, but like, I mean, it's like I don't know, maybe 100 yards wide.
I've never fished there. It seems like it'd be a really cool
Now,
place
are
to
we
fish.
it's
catching?
so- it's
are we
so much
catching
fun.
largemouth bass in the Chesapeake Bay here and
No.
the freaking? Okay.
That's
No,
I thought that was
that's
Assawoman
Salsa.
Bay, technically.
That's Chincoteague Bay, I believe.
Oh.
I mean, it says it's a Chesapeake. However, I'm just
No, Chesapeake Bay is over there.
the size of the Chesapeake Bay. Like this is one of the things that I absolutely love about Maryland, just in general. Was like, man, the size of the Chesapeake Bay. Where else do you have something like this in the country?
It's one of the largest in the world.
It's one of the largest bodies of water in the freaking world. It's so cool that all of that is at our disposal right here.
Well,
Minus
and,
Baltimore.
I mean, look how much of it's in Virginia too.
Yeah. And all those
from there
rivers have
up.
yeah,
fish.
Virginia through Maryland. It's Delaware up here. Freaking.
Let me ask a dumb question. Pocomoke was stocked, right?
Is this salt water? Or that's salt water.
Yeah, well, that's the Delaware Bay.
Yeah.
So you go up into the Delaware River. That's where Ike won an Elite Series up in there.
That's pretty crazy.
Delaware River Elite
They had
Series.
they had an Elite Series tournament. There's a lot of bass. There's a lot of bass up in there.
Yeah, but like we're at the very tippy top north point of the Chesapeake Bay. Now, what do we have? What down here? This is
But when you get down,
Patapsco.
Patapsco's got there's bass in the Patapsco. When you get down to like the Severn and stuff, it starts to get too salty.
when you're down here, like the Magathie.
Yeah,
That's not
That's
true.
where-
The Magathie, the
That's not
Severn
true.
River.
There's bass in there, but they're not a lot. You're gonna catch one.
You're not gonna get the population.
You're gonna catch the bass up in the northern point where it's less freaking salty. The Bush River, like that. Here's the flats right here. You know, and then you going up, and
And even then, like you get, I mean, the water. I mean, you get crabs on the flats all the time.
where's Furnace Bay?
right there.
Right here.
That's
That's
Mill Creek Furnace.
Dude, I used to fish Furnace Bay religiously.
I love Furnace Bay. But the thing is from here to here, like I'll fish Furnace Bay down to like here, and then I'm like I don't go up into Furnace Bay.
So
I don't go that far either.
right back here, right here in this area. I won a club tournament back in there in August one year. It was one of those summers that like the upper bay was the bay was just super tough. So like if you're catching 11 or 12 pounds, you're probably winning. And I caught 12 pounds back there.
Probably
But I
would
caught-
fresher
This is
water back there.
Furnace, but like anybody go up
Cooler
into Mill
water, maybe?
Creek?
Grass.
Like, does anybody
They're just
fish
a grass
Mill
picker.
Creek? It's the like,
Mill Creek is a giant community hole.
yeah.
There's spots there though.
Springtime in Mill Creek, there'll be 20. You'll have 25 boats.
Yeah,
in
but
that-
only 3 of
in
them
that
are fishing it
area.
where you're
It's
supposed
wild
to.
to me to see like watch it on Google Maps because like Furnace Bay is one of the very very popular spots that
You want to know
I
what's
fish.
wild to
And
me?
like I guess what is that? So where the marina's like right here, isn't it?
Tidings?
Tidings
No, Tidings is down here.
down here, running over to here.
So what's wild to me is you can see. So you can actually see the shallow water right here,
Yeah.
and right here is 20 feet deep, and you go 20 yards this way, and it's a foot and a half deep.
Yep.
And that's always been wild to me.
And
Yeah.
then you go up here in the northeast, and there's a lot of big fish caught up in northeast. Why are the big fish up in northeast? Because it's the freshest water.
And bait. No, it's not. It's because there's a lot of tournaments that are released out of there, and
Tons.
there's a ton of bait in there.
Where
so there's no
is
reason for them to leave.
where's the boat ramp?
Up very top of it.
Well, there's Charlestown. You could launch there if you want, but yeah, right there.
So right where it says VFW post, that's anchor.
Yep.
Is that Anchor right there? I've never been to Anchor. Does people fish up in the? Yeah,
That's the first place that the release fish go is up into that creek.
Yeah, pretty much.
interesting.
Pretty
Interesting.
much.
Yeah, it's
There's a lot of shit to cover on the Northeast River, man.
A lot of it's unproductive though. Not well, a fair amount.
I
is
mean, to be fair,
unproductive.
I've caught fish in the Northeast from Carpenter Point all the way to Anchor.
Seneca Point.
There was a couple places where we and you fished in the fall that I remember we were looking at that like, yeah, we're gonna come back here in the spring and see what that looks like. A couple of those.
Some of those docks that we
Yeah. Yep.
Dustin says Furnace sucks horribly. You're gay if you go there.
Oh, that explains why you fish there all the time.
Got him. Got him.
Maryland is the only state without a natural lake.
True.
That is true.
Wait, so what are I guess the
Reservoirs.
are
They're dammed.
reservoirs.
They're
not-
dammed up.
Deep Creek, Conowingo, obviously. Can you go back into northeast towards the back a little
Conowingo
bit?
is also a reservoir.
Yep.
Can you go back into go back a little bit farther?
In here? Or?
Yeah, in northeast, on the left. So there's that big pond. See that big ass pond right there, right above Old Philadelphia Road.
What are you talking about?
Above Old Phil, go no down,
Pond?
down on the left. See it right there,
That's a pond.
Back in there?
dude. I want to get back there so bad. I don't think you can though. And even that little water spot on the other side of the railroad
What, you gotta
tracks.
freaking
Go-
run your boat
go
over
down
the
here.
train tracks? Like,
Yeah, you can get
Like,
in all that.
You can fish all that.
is that legal?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just
There's like under that railroad bridge, it's like 8 feet deep.
yeah.
No shit.
And then there's another bridge right there where those trees are, right by your cursor. There's another bridge there. It's got 3 or 4 feet of water on it. I've caught fish back there before.
But yeah, I
So
would
you want
like.
to get back into this pond?
Yeah, I do. I don't know how I'm
What
gonna
is
get there
all
though.
the detail in here? Like,
I think-
what is it?
Probably
I think it
just
might be
grass.
Duckweed.
It's choked
what it
full of
looks like.
grass. Choked.
Where is it getting filled from?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
There's probably some little creek. That
I've
runs
never
into
gone over there and really tried. It just looks cool.
it. I'm sure there's some little creek that runs into it.
There's something right here.
But it's definitely separated. It's not. You can't get into it from the from the Northeast River.
Right.
Like there's no, there's no way into there. But I can show you. I can show you the place where I call it 26 pounds. Right. Yeah. There. Right there.
Really interesting.
I call it. I think I call it one good one up here, and then the rest of them were down here.
They were just all out in the mouth.
Remember
of
we
this-
fished there and we like didn't
Yeah.
catch shit all morning and then you ended up
They
with
were
like
sitting on-
22 pounds. I was like, what the fuck?
They were sitting
Like-
off a drop.
It's crazy because like that's like such a. Where'd you drop in at Tidings?
No,
It's
we
such
launched
a
at
run to
we
go
launched
from-
at Anchor. No,
Anchor.
that's 15. It takes 15 minutes to get from Tidings up to the very top of the Northeast.
At the most.
I've only been into the Northeast River once or twice. I've never even
What
been
do
up
we-
in there.
When did I catch 22 pounds?
When we and you went in the fall.
In the fall? Yeah. When I abandoned we never got a bite in the Northeast and
Well, we
then I-
fished there like, oh no, you caught a 5-pounder in there, but it took like all day to catch a fish. You caught it on the dock, remember?
Oh yeah, I did that shallow ass dock.
Yeah, and then like we
drop
fucking that was the only fish we caught, and it was like 1 o'clock, and then went over to some other places, and then it was on. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, I beat the brakes off him that day. That was the day that Tony refused to throw what I was throwing and make what he had with him work. Until he had caught one 8-inch bass all day.
That was also the day where my wrist like didn't work, so I was like fishing with one arm. That was horrible.
So he caught one 8-inch bass all fucking day. It's like at the end of the day, and I'm finally like, I just reach into my, like I keep telling him like, hey, you want one of these? You want this? You want this? As I'm just catching fish after fish. And finally, like I just reach, I open my locker and just pull one out, throw the trailer on it, and hand it to him and be like,
Who's that?
The Johns and Scuba Steve and Okeechobee.
Nice.
watching
Ah,
us
cool.
on the
Very
television.
cool.
Hell
give
yeah.
him. So I put the trailer on and everything for him, give him the bait. And
think it's like
we
second cast.
we
Yeah.
proceeded to
Oh yeah, boy.
we proceeded to f them up.
Yeah, that was a fun day. That was the last time I fished this year, actually.
How many times did we double up?
Oh my god, it was disgusting.
We doubled up 3 casts in a row.
Yeah, it was
Like
disgusting.
literally 3 casts in a
That's
row.
sick.
Like
That's sick. You
doubled
guys are
up,
rolling the ball.
threw them back, doubled
sure.
up.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, too bad the tournament, that fucking cold front moved in, and that fucking tournament never. It didn't. They were.
But didn't you catch them in one of the areas where we caught them that day?
Yeah, where we whacked them though.
That wasn't
I
there,
only
right?
caught 2 fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the other areas that we fished, I caught a 7-pounder.
Has Swan been productive in the last few years? I feel like I haven't heard much about it.
It's always productive.
Is it?
You just
That's an
gotta hit it every
area
time.
that I don't know. Like, and I want to spend some time in there, but I don't know it.
It's always. I mean, it's always going to be good in the spawn. Like, there's always fish in there in the spawn. You know, they always move. Some fish always move back there to spawn.
I have never done great in there.
And
weird.
you know, when the pads come up, you know, you can catch them right outside the pads. There's always grass outside the pads. You can always catch them in there. Yeah, swan. Like, you can always catch fish in there. It's the same old shit year after year.
Yeah,
When
I don't
get tired,
know. Like,
when I get tired of fishing out on the flats, then I go in there. And
I've never really done much in Swan. I mean, I've caught fish in there, but I've never. Like when I go in there in the spring, like once a year, I always end up going to the back channel and doing better.
I've
Like,
had
I don't
a
know.
freaking day at Swan.
there's some good.
I've
there's
had some
shit
of
in
the
Swan.
best days of fishing of my life. At
I don't
Swan.
know like how far back people go where it's productive. Like I don't know it, dude.
fished-
I just don't know it.
We fished out here, right?
Rehab.
We didn't. It was rehab point, but we didn't go like up in here. You had to be so many feet off the bank, and like they wouldn't eat up here, but they were eating way back here on white spinner baits. And then we fished that all the way down.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Fished that all the way down to Swan, and then we come around Swan. This was around Easter.
So were the pads up?
They were starting to come up, but like this area right here was
Yep.
just loaded with.
Like I said, they go in there to spawn.
Yeah. we were throwing lipless and something else.
Well, that's what a lot of people don't. That's one of the difference between like river fish and like lake fish is like they can be in there spawning, like they'll still eat moving baits
Yeah.
when they're spawning. It's not like you have to like drag something all
Right.
slow like a Senko across a bed.
I'm
or
glad
something
we
like
weren't showing the map when we went through that.
that. Oh, we're not good. So to answer Tony's question, go north.
It's so shallow in here. So
That's why.
shallow.
That's where I usually stop.
I usually only go back to about this point right here.
Dude, I've seen guys. What just happened? I have seen guys blow through here, right here, like this.
Oh, I do
line,
it all the
like,
time.
at like full speed.
Yeah, as long as you know where you're going, it's fine.
But
As
yeah,
long as you
this
know,
area
where the
right
channel
here,
is. That channel. The nice
not-
thing about that channel is it's straight. You know,
nothing,
like, so if
nothing
you know where
around
it is,
here
you're
in
good.
this area, but just right here, and then turn around and come back.
didn't catch
and then
anything
fish
over-
around here, and then come around here and come
You
back.
didn't catch anything right here.
That is a stretch that I know well. I do know that you can catch
No,
fish. On
never caught anything there.
There's some things around there that are.
Yes.
Caught fish off this grass bed right here,
Yeah, actually, you can see the pad fields on the map right there.
and this one down here.
Yep, that's another pad field.
Yep.
Actually, if you
They get in the they.
zoom out a little bit, Chad, and go south.
I don't want to say too much.
Zoom out and go south.
I don't know where south is.
Down. That bank right there on the right.
What, here?
On the right. Yeah, that can be fucking phenomenal.
I've never.
That
It's
can be
just
fucking
this
phenomenal.
grass pad here. You have
Yeah,
another
that-
grass pad here in the corner.
So, you have the big pad field down here. This is all.
We're not
hard-
showing all you guys this because
This is
secret.
this is all hard bottom chunk rock.
Yeah.
It can be really good in the spring.
Yeah.
Then you go around that point, and you go down here. This is another good area in the spring.
Yeah.
But we won't talk about.
You know what's crazy is like March 1st is Sunday, and like I don't know anybody that's going to be out like fishing.
I might go out Sunday.
I think
It's supposed to be like 60 degrees on Saturday.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta
going
work
to
tomorrow though.
I'm going to the Edgemere fishing thing.
Where's that at?
Edgemere.
Yeah, but like
I don't know. Frank just said he'd pick me up at 7 o'clock. I don't know
where the fuck? I don't even know where the fuck Edgemere is.
It's in Edgemere.
Dundalk,
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
right? It's like Dundalk area.
Man, everything in the Edgemere fishing show is going to be a snakehead lure, just so you know. Literally everything.
I don't care. Like I'm not driving, and
Man.
yeah, I'm gonna go down and see if I can. Find
There's gonna be
anything I
somebody in there. There's gonna be some like overweight ball guys. Like, man, I was catching some big snakeheads on this lure, dude. This lure right here, man. I'm telling you, dude, snakeheads. It's like what the?
Now, there's
fuck?
always some good stuff at those shows. It's always the same people, so you can always find some. There he goes. Justin said it's in Sparrows Point,
Oh, okay.
but you can always find some. You can always find some good bass here.
I like the fishing flea market. That was fun. I'm gonna go this year. I'm gonna
I
buy some
will-
more rods that I'm
I
never
will
gonna
have.
use.
I will have my table.
I need to set up a table. I have way too much crap, but I just like.
The last time
I only have shit that I use though. Like I don't have anything that I don't use. Like,
the
that's
last time
thing.
the last
that
time
freaking carrot stick.
Dude, the casting rod is actually a great frog rod. The spinning rod I gave to my uncle because I
So,
couldn't stand it. It sucks so bad.
the last time I was at the fishing flea market,
So I came with
the guy at the table next to me, like I saw a guy looking at a rod, and it was a St. Croix Victory, brand new, still had the tags on it.
Damn.
And the guy looked at it and he handed it back. The guy put it back behind the table, and I was just like, "That for sale?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "How much you want for it?" And he's like 150. I was like, "All right, well, we'll just, like when we get done, if you still have it, I'll buy it from you." And like 10 minutes later, he's like, "Hey, you want it? I'll sell it to you for 120 bucks."
Yeah, you take that, dude.
I was like, "Mine." 120 bucks. Like,
Martin's got two tables.
Honestly, when I go to the,
I technically have two tables. Just one of them's for TBF.
when I go to the fishing flea market, I buy like cool stuff, and then if I'll get it home and I'll look at it a little bit longer. I'm like, I don't know, and I'll just give it to my uncle because
Yeah, like why did I buy this?
right. Like I bought.
Like,
like,
I'm never gonna use this.
I think I bought 4 rods last year. I kept 2 of them. They're both cash-ins, and then all the other rods I just gave to my uncle. I'm like, I'm never gonna use this. Like a Skeet Reese cranking stick. I'm like, I'm not using that.
I don't think I didn't really buy much last year. I don't think. Did
I
get
bought a
much
couple
last
top
year?
waters. That was before my boat sank, so that sucked.
I know I bought stuff, but
I didn't get to use much of my shit.
I've never went there and not bought. Even when I go there to sell stuff, I end up buying stuff.
That's from 2023. That's old. But it's the same concept.
Same thing.
Except it's the 7th, not the 4th.
Okay.
Oh, that's so that's next Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to that. Have a good time. See what's
The
up, see what's
address
going
is the same. It's just on the 7th, not the 4th.
Yeah, it's a good time. There's always some good stuff down there. Martin always has the best stuff, to be fair.
on. Martin does have some good stuff. They had some batteries there last year. They had some Lifetime batteries.
That
kinda
was
neat.
from Gary Lippa.
I think so.
Yep.
That's kind of neat.
He actually hit me up. He wanted to come on the show, and I never set anything up with him. I need to message him.
Yeah,
Because
Martin's always got
they're sponsored by Lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he does the reservoir stuff, right?
Yeah.
Martin. I know the type of gear that Martin buys. So like if he's the stuff that he's selling is usually always high quality.
Back before I was fat, it was like a couple years ago, he had some really, really nice hook gear.
Yeah,
I wanted to buy it.
you don't want to buy it.
Well, I didn't, so.
Good.
Why?
Fuck them. Fuck their rain gear.
With
Well,
I
just-
bought a
sucks.
brand new set of rain gear. I wore it 3 times and all the fucking seam ripped out of them. Fuck that shit.
Did you see Sika's making a bunch of fishing shit now?
Yeah.
I am pumped about that, actually. Not that it's going to be, $1,000 for a shirt. and
Yeah.
jacket.
No, it's not. It's about the same price as Sims. 600. It's $600.
Yeah, but Sims is also
Damn.
incredibly expensive.
So is
That's
everything, man.
expensive.
Dude, Sika is the shit, though. And Sika stands by their product. Hello, Darla.
Hey,
I don't know, man. Like GI general issued military rain gear. I've never been wet ever.
Well, it's Gore-Tex.
Right.
So
That's what I'm
So
saying.
is Sika.
So
Well,
I mean, it's just
that's
like
nice then.
it's just like you can buy my Bass Pro rain gear is Gore-Tex. Like I don't get wet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm starting, like it's 9 years old, so like it's starting to, but
Yeah, I don't know. Like I always just anytime it's gonna rain. Like if it's above 50 degrees, I don't wear rain gear. If it's below 50 degrees, I just wear.
Let's check out
Army
the Sika
rain
gear here. So they have the.
Holy shit, that's
Not the
expensive
waders.
as fuck.
Those
Well,
are-
that's
those-
for
those
waiters.
are
We don't
waders.
need waiters.
it's the cat.
$1,000, dude.
No.
Holy shit for waders. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
you
insane.
should see the price of like Sims waders. It's absolutely.
Let's go, man.
That's fucking insane, dude. I'm
Go to
sorry.
waterproof pants and bibs waterproof. It's the Cat 5 jacket.
The Cat 5 jacket is insulated, though, I believe.
No, I don't think.
No,
it is.
the Blizzard Pro
Yeah.
is insulated.
And the Stormfront is like their cheaper
What the
their
fuck?
cheaper version. But it's, I mean, that's the average going price for rain gear now.
That's crazy.
Like,
Like
if
that's
you look
why I
at-
don't have any rain gear because it's that expensive.
Like
I mean, other than
any of the
issued.
good like quality Gore-Tex rain gear, it's 500. It's 500 to $600 for
Delta
I didn't
Pro,
realize
wading
Gore-Tex was that
jacket,
expensive.
Stormfront.
Now before Gore-Tex, I wore frog togs and I never had a problem. I love my frog
Oh, I
togs.
think it might have been the Dew Point jacket here is.
You know what was funny though?
Yeah,
That's the
it's-
ultralight. Okay, so this is
Yeah.
your summertime fishing gear right here. This is your Dew Point
yeah, if you wanna
ultralight
sweat-
jacket, ultralight Gore-Tex rain
You
protection.
want to sweat your balls off.
Yeah, at that point,
It's
just
not
take your shirt
insulated.
off.
It's the lightest jacket they have.
Gore-Tex in general is very, very, very.
Doesn't breathe
Okay,
worth
but
a shit.
but this is the lightest one. If you want to go back to that category 5, you're wearing a wintertime jacket. In the
I will
summer.
say I will in the summertime where I don't need Gore-Tex in the summertime.
I just don't wear rain gear in the summertime.
I wear you're retarded. I wear Columbia. I have Columbia nylon rain gear, which one keeps me dry as fuck. Like I'm super impressed with it. And two, my bibs and jacket were the price of one piece of.
So I will say, because I'm a fat piece of shit now, I will be buying the double XL Dew Point ultralight jacket for the summertime. I'm definitely going to get.
Make sure you get
this.
the bibs too.
yeah,
I probably will.
it'll be another 12.
I'll
that'll
get
be
it. I'll get it in
$1,200.
this gray, and then the.
Do they have Dew Point bibs?
Yeah, so it's men pants and bibs, waterproof. Actually, let's
Dew
go.
Point, right there. I think they come in pants and not
Soft
bibs.
shell.
It's right there. Dew Point. They're pants, not bibs.
It's a pant. It'll still
Holy
work.
shit.
It'll
The only
still
problem
work.
that I have with pants, I had a pair.
So
of-
what you're looking at about $600 for a whole set.
Insane.
It's
Yeah, like
expensive.
$520.
It's so the warranty is lifetime with Sika though. You rip the NC mount, Sika's replacing it.
Yeah, practical product lifespan warranty. Check that. Click on. See if it'll tell you like what the
Where'd you see that?
it's in those boxes.
Practical product lifetime. I can't click on it.
Scroll down, and I'm sure it talks about it.
Hit the more,
Gore-Tex, waterproof fabric, soft.
hit the more features. At the bottom, right there. See if it tells you about. Okay, we need to find out about this warranty. Go to Explore. And Gore-Tex, About Us, All Stories, Studio Hunts.
Probably About Us.
Research and development. Yeah, we'll
Go
go
to About Us. Share that. Born for the Storms, Pioneering Protection. Say when, Beyond the Layers. I just want to see what their warranty, like, what is their life? Because it's not it doesn't say life.
There's
It
waiter
doesn't say
warranty.
yeah, that's waiter. Yeah, that's a waiter warranty.
Warranties and repairs. There you go.
Depending on time of year, depending on
Your garment will be put to the test, encountering tree limbs, barbed wire, such as roost punctures. We will only begin the repair after you have approved the cost.
Oh dear.
So if you rip them,
You got to pay
if the
for
damage
it.
is deemed to be caused by a
defect.
defect.
discretionary repair and police and no code. All warranties received prepaid shipping. Unwashed garments will be returned you without resolution of your claim. So don't send your dirty shit to them.
Okay, but if you're
That's
wearing it and the inseam rips, they're gonna freaking replace it.
Sounds like they might replace it.
Yeah,
They'll
there's a good,
replace
a good
it.
possibility.
So my dad is a big Sika guy. My dad runs Sika for all of his hunting gear now, and
But I want to know what else.
first off, so the number one thing with Sika, he's never had a problem with the Sika that he wears, and number two, he has faith in their warranty.
I want to
That's
know.
one of the big things he talks about is Sika's warranty. It's
I
a
wanna know
lifetime warranty on their stuff.
Well, it says lifespan warranty, not lifetime warranty. I want to know what do they consider the lifespan? Like, what's the lifespan on it? Is it 5 years, 10 years? You know, like, what's the lifespan? That's what I was trying to.
I just
figure
want
out.
to say one of my favorite quotes ever with rain gear was one time we had a tournament in the rain.
Maybe it tells us. We stand by damage to wear. I think we clicked on that. Try click on that.
I remember one day
yeah,
we had a tournament in the rain.
Hit more info.
So we had a tournament in the rain, and Dustin came in wearing
Sika Gear
frog
provides a
gloves
limited 2-year warranty. It covers
shit.
construction of our boots
Boots.
and manufacturing,
and manufacturing
defects.
defects. This warranty does not include damage caused by normal wear and tear, neglect, improper maintenance, improper storage, blah, 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 blah.
What is Sika Gear's warranty policy?
Sika
Sika Gear
is
designed to be
for its we define this as the usual and customary wearable life of the product. Click and read more. We will make every provide options of repair of your gear. I'm not knocking though. I was just curious.
Yeah,
what they
no, I
consider,
hear
like,
you. I hear you.
You know what is their
Well, for
usable
for
lifespan?
what they're going to charge, I also want to know.
Yeah.
Paul, can I have another?
Darla says you guys
out.
sound like women wondering what you're going to wear and buy.
Thanks,
Zach
and Darla.
Ryan, I hate that most rain suits now don't even have front zippers, so you have to take most of it off just to take a piss.
Yeah, that's annoying. I won't buy that. That was the other thing, the other issue I had with that was the issue
Huck.
that I had with
Huck.
AFCO, and why I didn't get AFCO gear because they don't have a front zipper, and I have to piss a lot. I drink a lot of water.
One of my funniest moments about rain gear is we were fishing a tournament and it was raining its ass off, and I remember it was like a miserable day, and Dustin came in with frog talks. He's like, "Man, frogs must get wet because I'm soaked." And I was like, "Damn!" It was just, I don't know why I remember that. It was just really
That's
funny.
hilarious. Yeah,
I don't know, dude. I wore frog talks for years, and I never got wet.
the
with
best.
frog
I mean,
talks, so,
the
like,
best rain gear that I've found, and I've bought 2 sets since since then, was the Bass Pro.
Oh yeah, their shit's not bad.
It's
Like,
on sale starting March 5th.
Yeah, but you know how I am with rain gear, though. I only wear rain gear if it's under 40 degrees. If it's over 50, I'm sorry. Under 50, I wear rain gear if it's going to rain. Over 50, I just get wet.
Yeah.
And I have like probably 15 sets of Army issued rain gear.
You're right, Mark.
all of
Hook,
it's
Hook
Gore-Tex.
does have a front zipper. 'Cause I still wear mine. I bought a wader neoprene wader repair kit
Oh yeah.
and just glued this, like, I re-sewed it and then glued the seam with waterproof glue. And
Here's a
then
question:
Patched it.
when you're going to fish in the rain, what shoes do you wear?
I have I have hook.
I wear
deck
my
boots.
So you still you want to keep your feet dry?
Oh, for sure.
I wear my
Really?
I wear my deck boots.
I wear Crocs 100% of the time. If it's gonna rain and it's 50 degrees or 40, I'm still wearing.
That's too cold for
No
me.
socks
I don't want my
and
feet.
I
Crocs.
will wear the
I don't care if it's 90 degrees out. I don't want my feet to get wet.
yeah.
I'd rather
Nothing's more miserable than my feet being wet.
I don't know,
Like
man.
that's like them. That's like other than my feet being cold. Like that's being
gonna
wet
say,
is like the
so
second most miserable thing on
So to go back to it, the dew point stuff, the jacket, and the dew point pants.
I mean, it's gonna keep you dry for sure. But
I'm into it. I like it.
like it's hard to find good summertime rain gear that because any rain, even my like Columbia rain gear, if it's like 80 degrees out and pouring down rain, it's still hot as balls.
I wish they had a dew point bib.
Yeah, I don't like the pants. So the issue I have with pants, and I had a pair of Columbia rain pants, is when you're driving the boat. So you're sitting in a seat like this, and you lean forward a little bit, the fucking water runs down your ass crack.
Not if you have a jacket on that's covering it.
But see, here's the thing: if you're
Jacket
already,
rides up with your life vest.
Right.
here's the
when
thing.
you're
Yeah.
You know?
This is the thought process behind not wearing rain gear when it's warm. If you're soaked, like I've done this multiple times. If it's in the summertime and it starts raining and it's going to rain, I'll get in the water, and I will be soaked because if I'm soaked, I can't get any more wet, and now I don't care.
Yeah, but I don't want to be wet. Like I
doesn't
can just
bother
put
me.
rain
That
gear on.
is such a military mindset.
But it's true though. Like if I'm already, it's like jumping in a puddle, dude.
Like
Like,
I can just throw my rain gear. I'll just throw my I don't care if like my shorts get wet, but like I don't want my upper body wet. Like it's just uncomfortable to me.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm either going to run the dew point or I'm going to run, what is the Stormfront pant?
Yeah.
that was like when I was in Florida a couple years ago. It rained like every day, and like when it would start raining, Jeff would pull out his rain gear, and I would just not do anything. He's like, "Aren't you worried?" I'm like, "No."
Well,
Once
also,
I'm wet,
like,
I'm wet. I don't care.
In the summertime, it depends on how hard it's raining too. Like if it's
Right.
just a shower, like I won't put on rain gear, or maybe I'll just like throw.
Oh,
on my
look, they
jacket.
have their own Gore-Tex boot from freaking Sicko too. That's sick. The Rover Gore-Tex.
I'm still pissed about my hook rain gear.
Just wear Crocs. Your feet get wet. It's okay. Humans' feet.
No,
is,
dude, if your feet get wet, that's how you get cold faster than anything else.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want
I
my
don't-
feet
I
getting
don't have
wet.
that problem.
I don't want my
You're numb to that because you've been hypothermic a million times in your life from drill.
Just once.
like I said, I don't even want my I don't even want my feet wet in the summertime.
You know what? If anyone who is military is watching this, am I crazy or is this like? Do you guys agree? Like, I think Bunky just texted me. Bunky, if you're still watching, what's your thoughts on rain gear? Because I know you're a Marine Corps. You were in the Marine Corps for a long time. Like, well, I'm just curious. Like, I feel like getting the suck out of the way helps. Like, if it's gonna rain, I'm just gonna jump in the fucking water and I'm gonna be fine. Because I'm already wet. I'm not gonna get any
I'll
more
do
wet.
the best I can to stay dry until I can't be dry anymore, and then it just is what it fucking is. Hopefully, I'm to the end of my trip by the time that happens. But
I prefer
so
to try to stay-
Columbia has a nice freaking waterproof jacket and whatnot, but I'm definitely because unfortunately I turned into a fat piece of shit, and I can't fit into my Under Armour bibs the way that I used to. I used to have the Under Armour longshoreman bibs that were the Gore-Tex Under Armour bibs, lightweight. Dude, those were sweet.
So
Can't
these
fit in them anymore.
These are actually really good, and like if you need like a heavier pair, that's the Bass Pro Guidewear.
That stuff's good.
March 5th, if you have a Bass Pro credit card, and you use that, it's $179 for the jacket, $179 for the bibs.
That's not bad.
So it's like
I'm pretty sure I paid
$250 off.
$250 for the Under Armour bibs.
Yeah, Under Armour's not making rain gear anymore.
For
Really?
Yeah.
for 200 to 200, if the stuff is waterproof, it's lightweight, if it's good gear, $250 is worth it. If it is good gear,
Oh yeah.
it's worth it.
I like that. I might get a pair. I might get the Guidewear.
While we're on here, can you look up Frog Togs Gore-Tex? Because Frog Togs
They don't make Gore-Tex.
Yes, they do. I have
they
a
don't.
jacket.
It's not Gore-Tex.
It's something, and it keeps you dry.
It's definitely not Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex is a brand, and it's only used by like four companies that use it.
Oh,
Bass Pro, Sitka now, Sims, which Sims, I don't think Sims even uses Gore-Tex anymore. They might
Frog
on
Togs
one.
is like the Amazon brand of rain gear.
No,
Whoa,
Frog
whoa,
Togs has
whoa,
been around
whoa.
forever.
Frog Togs is good.
They make some good stuff.
I feel like Sims,
What is
Under
it?
Armour,
Grundens. Grundens make some really good shit.
probably Get.
And they use Gore-Tex, but that's the only 4 brands that use the Gore-Tex brand.
I do like my Frog Togs.
The Frog Togs, the FTX is pretty decent.
And it's not hateful. Like the
if you
FTX
go to
is like
the-
$100.
No, the FTX is like 300.
Oh, never mind.
Go to Rainwear, and go to Rain Suits, I guess. Find the FTX. There it is, in the middle one right down there.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
That's not the one I'm talking about.
That's the good Frog Dogs one. That's the one that will actually keep you dry. Not that it won't. Any of these rain suits will keep you dry for like the first year. Mm-hmm. But it's after that the material itself is not waterproof. Even Gore-Tex, it's impregnated. Mm-hmm. I kind of wanted that blue one because it matches my boat.
That's kind of nice. I like this camo.
Yeah, I like that too.
The camo.
So it's the
Ooh,
coating.
that brown and stone looks good.
Rain doesn't stop us from fishing, Darla. Even on fun days. So it's the treatment of the fabric that causes it to be waterproof. That it's very important to keep your rain gear clean, because if there's
The FXR suit is definitely expensive. We're freaking looking at it right now. It's very
the
expensive.
FXR is a brand.
Oh, dude,
They used to make-
FXR
they
is
make motocross
also a
stuff.
motocross
Yeah.
band. It's good gear.
Striker makes some good gear too.
It's good gear. You're talking $320 for this jacket. That's expensive. I would buy the Sika stuff before I bought that.
It's different though. This is not. This is going to be more comparable to that.
so let's
that
look up-
higher end.
I don't know, man. I'm getting my frog. If I'm gonna get rain gear, which I'm not gonna get because I have
you
all the standard issue crap, I'm gonna get the Frog Togs jacket and pants from Harbor Freight for like $30.
You're such a cheap ass.
But I'm only gonna wear it twice
Go
a year.
to- That's Moto.
That's Moto. Sorry. It's natural for me to do that.
Fishing. Yeah,
Oh
$450.
my God! Wow. Yeah.
Well, it's really nice. Frank
It's
has
really good gear.
Frank has a set of FXR.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised they don't have Malcolm Stewart in the FXR gear.
I can't. There's quite a few pros that run FXR gear. Mm-hmm. I imagine that who was
I bet it's really, really nice gear.
Was
So
it
like,
Fletcher-
the
Fletcher
Mentis and the
Schreier?
soft shell jacket, $160. Is it waterproof?
8K waterproof, so not really.
No. The snowboarding gear that I wear is 10K.
Yeah,
10 to 15K.
That's more like if you get caught in a light shower, you're good.
Yeah.
Frank has they have a nice set of insulated gear that Frank has. That's really nice.
I could see getting a lighter pair of bibs over the jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean I have 2 sets of rain gear. I have one that I
Adventure
wear when
Light
it's cold.
Tri-Laramine jacket. Laminate jacket.
But at this point too, I would buy the Sitka before I bought this.
Lightweight, no, it's not polyester.
Like that-
hybrid, 20K.
20K is decent.
Pretty waterproof. You get stuck in a downpour all day long, you're gonna get wet.
Tyler had the striker and Dustin called him a stormtrooper.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
the FXR floats when you fall if you fall in. They're the one does. I think it's the FXR Elite or something. It's the 449 one. It also floats. That one there, the Pro, not the Elite.
Nice,
Sorry.
nice. I gotta say, I do like those AFCO hoodies that have that like 10K waterproof, like the Reaper.
Oh, the windproof, the Reaper windproof.
It's got the face mask and everything on it. Like those are nice hoodies, dude. AFCO makes great shit.
Dude, I love the Reaper hoodie. The Reaper hoodies aren't not waterproof.
Yeah.
At all.
To a point.
No.
To a point. You're obviously not going to sit in the downpour and not get wet of them, but Tyler Hawthorne, UMA Lure Company, what's going on? Yeah, and
I have 4 of them. Not
I've-
of one of them is anywhere
I've
close to
fished
what
in the Reaper hoodie many times. As long as it's not downpouring, you're generally okay. I think the last time I remember it was slightly raining, and I was out there for like 8 hours. It finally soaked through. But they're decent for just a hoodie material.
They're windproof. They make a windproof hoodie. That's pretty nice for that. That's a little more not get damp. I don't like getting damp. You get damp, you get cold. I don't like being cold.
Can't see it.
What else? There's a. So you have AFCO, you have the FXR. Striker makes a good one.
You know what we should do? We should rate like rain gear like we do with the chatterbaits one day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have as much experience though. Like with
I feel like everybody kind of
of
finds a brand they like and they just stick with it. You know what I mean?
I've ended up, like I said, I've ended up sticking with my Bass Pro ones because they work, and
Bass Pro's always.
I've had it for 10 years. Like it's lasted. Like I paid $179 a piece for them, and it's lasted for 10 years.
I'm only saying this because you went to the merch store. You want to hit that one more time before we call it
Yeah,
a night?
let's check out the merch store real quick. We'll show you guys what we got going on.
Even though we did this at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Well, we got new people on now, so.
So, for those of you that weren't with us in the beginning, we've updated our merch store. It's not going to keep you dry, but we got some affordable stuff on here. We're not looking to make a whole lot of money. We're not looking to make any money on this. I think we're down to like a couple bucks of profit per shirt, and we're just going to use that for help you guys out with some giveaways and whatnot. We got some interesting stuff on here, like the Joppatown Mafia is kind of something that I came up with, and then we're making some shirts and some cool hats. You want to show them the hat real quick?
Yeah, Joppatown Mafia, Bass and Beer Radio, Gunpowder River Crew. For the people that love fishing the Gunpowder River,
That Thursday night group.
That's your home. That Thursday night group. This shirt is definitely for you guys. Definitely hop on over and buy a couple of these shirts because I mean, you're already part of the crew, so you might as well be a part of the Joppatown Mafia.
Yep.
If you don't want the shirt, get yourself a hat.
I gotta show
hats
the
are
I gotta
pretty.
show the Dundalk Delta because that was one I got inspiration from Dustin from, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we have Joppatown Mafia in a hoodie, a long sleeve, and a t-shirt. We also have our standard Bass and Beer Radio gear. We have two different hoodies. There's an Under Armour hoodie for somebody who likes a different brand, a Gildan hoodie, long sleeve Gildan, and a short sleeve Gildan.
There's your J-Town Mafia hat.
And now we're getting into the hats. The J-Town Mafia hats. It comes in different colors. Sticker, the Bass Finding Basquatch sticker, and he really likes the Dundalk Delta t-shirt here.
Does it only come in white, or can you get different colors?
We can add different colors. I think we only have it available in white right now, but it does come in different colors.
We need to fix the image because you also cut off part of the border on the one side too.
The Dundalk Delta kind of looks like a little map of the GP there. Who doesn't love to have that so everybody can know where your spots are because the fish mark them.
Right.
But support them more. That's that's good. That's decent food.
Yeah,
I've never been there yet.
Do you eat there?
I get pizza from there every Friday night.
It's fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
That's
really
awesome.
good pizza.
I'm going to try it.
We like to support local.
We got the last one on here is the I support FFS shirt. I like that one too. That one I made that one really for Riverboat Rob, but it's support FFS Flipping Frog and it's slacklining for those of you old schoolers out there, which is kind of neat. And like Paul said earlier in the show, the sizes do run a little small, so probably go one up what you normally wear. If you wear a large, get an XL. If you wear a medium, get a large type of thing.
And they have all the different sizes from 3XL to 2XL, XL, large, and extra small.
Yep.
Does the whole array. When you go to a 2X or a 3X, it does add a little bit of money to the cost. But yeah. What's your dad ordering, Lil John?
And then if you want to just pull up a picture of the front, all the front of all our shirts have the Bass and Beer Radio logo too, which is
Yep,
kind
the
of
front
neat.
of all the shirts have the Bass and Beer Radio logo on it. That actually looks decent on a white shirt.
Yeah.
It doesn't look bad. But yeah, look, if he's gonna order, I really love my favorite shirt on here right now is the Joppatown Mafia. Joppatown Mafia is super cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
That is a badass design. Joppatown Mafia, Bass and Beer Radio, the Gunpowder River Crew. If you're fishing the Gunpowder, you love fishing the Gunpowder, you're out there once a week, twice a week, you are part of the Joppatown Mafia. This shirt is just for you.
My personal favorite, if we could pull it up for just a second, is do you have men's thongs? Jesus Christ.
I think we have a bikini that your dad can wear. And if he wears it, we must go fishing together.
Pull up the Finding
And go live.
Pull up the Finding Basquatch shirt. That's my favorite one. So this is a cool little neat thing I came up with, but it's just Finding Basquatch. That's actually I AI'd that off of a picture that I.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? I made that up. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, it's ridiculous, but like, it's it's whatever. I thought it was kind of neat, so I just made it. That's actually the boat in that is my Uncle Skeeter. Believe it or not.
We are that perfect, absolutely perfect, dude. This
That's
is like
awesome.
doesn't get any better than that. But yeah, we're constantly trying to come up with some different designs and stuff like that. I really like the Mafia clothing line that we're kind of going with. We might come up with like a Middle River Mafia, something for the Upper Bay. We're gonna do clothing lines for a bunch of different things and try to come up with some different designs. So I will post a link on our page for the Streamlabs clothing link.
I gotta get that hat.
But we're also gonna be we're gonna do more hats. We're not gonna the detail that you can put into these hats is very, very limited. I'm gonna go to the guy that made these Bass and Bee Radio t-shirts that we have, and I'm gonna get some Richardson trucker caps or some baseball caps and some normal snapback flat brim caps put together that have our logo and maybe a little something on the side that keeps all the colors and everything together. Unfortunately, for the website that we're using for these t-shirt designs, it works fine for the t-shirts. When you go to the hat, if you want to put our logo on there, it only allows you to use 3 colors, which really makes
Yeah.
everything look...
It's because it's all embroidery, so I
that's-
get it.
Exactly. So we're going to try to use something a little bit different. If you guys are interested in a hat, we can get you a hat. It'll be in the springtime that those are available. You'll have to message us to get those.
I can't wait to get. I can't wait to order that J-Town Mafia hat.
Yeah, I like that. I think
You
it's
like
a pretty
this?
cool hat.
Yes, I love that. In
Hell
that
yeah.
I might order it right now. What's that link?
It's right on Facebook.
It's not bad either. I mean, less than $20 for a custom hat. That's actually pretty nice. I mean, considering you go to a gas station and get like a whatever hat they're selling at Highs, it's going to be more than that. Mm-hmm. So, kind of a neat little thing that we're doing just to spread the love. Hopefully, see some gear out there at the Thursday nighters. If you get a picture wearing some gear, send it in to us. We'll post it. Maybe we'll have like a little giveaway competition.
If you
Drop
have
a
a
pic
bit-
of you wearing some gear, and we'll give you a giveaway or
Yeah,
something.
definitely. If you have Bass and Bee Radio apparel, let us know. We'll post it up.
Where can I find that link?
Scroll down to where Tony's post is.
Got you. I can find it then.
I've been trying to be a lot more active about making posts. It's been paying off. It's in the description. There you go. But anyways, guys, is there anything else you guys want to add to tonight's conversation?
I'm good. I think it was a good conversation.
I think
man.
it was a
Had
fantastic
lot of fun.
conversation. For one of the episodes where we're just kind of
Shooting the breeze.
shooting the breeze, it's a pissing into the wind conversation type of evening. We didn't really come up with any plans. I thought that went really smooth and it went fantastic. So if you guys don't have anything to say, we're going to end this one, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity,
Oh, look out, Bubs.
can you go to our hoodie? The J-Town Mafia hoodie?
Yes.
So the price that you're showing here is like the cost price and not the price that's on the website.
What's the price on the website?
$36. Just
Interesting.
so you know.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out.
Prices may vary.
Prices may vary. Different colors though: black, red, blue, green.
I kind of like that red. That red's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, the red looks good. That's orange.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I feel like you would be in a blue though, because it matches your boat.
Probably black.
Black's definitely the way.
I like every hoodie.
It doesn't stain.
Exactly.
Doesn't stain.
Yep.
Anyways, guys, Darla, message when hats are available. We will definitely let you know. Thank you for asking
Thanks,
about them, Darla.
Thanks, Aunt Darla.
And yeah, guys, we will see you guys next week for another episode of Bass and Me Radio Friday Night Shenanigans. You never know. Maybe we'll throw in a Tuesday or a Wednesday night episode tackle talk.
Yep.
We'll let you guys